At Metro, get an iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system for $99.99. Take amazing pictures and share them instantly. And don't put up with life's yada yada.
Yada yada.
Like photo bombers. Zoom, crop out,
Yada yada.
and bye.
You don't take yada yada in life, don't take yada yada from your wireless provider. Get iPhone 12 with 5G with no activation fees and nada yada yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile. Switch to Metro, bring your ID. This offer isn't available for customers currently at T-Mobile or that have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What's up?
Well, it's what's down that's got my attention.
Oh?
Look at that long snake.
Snake? Oh, traffic. Those are cars.
I know they're cars. I'm being metaphorical. If I were a human, I'd ride that Bel Air airport or shuttle. Look at it. It gets you to SeaTac quickly. You can sleep, look out the window, be productive, and it's in the HOV. Hey, maybe it stands for heading on vacation.
Bel Air Airport or Shuttle with 8 round trips daily. Click airporter.com to book your trip today.
All right, places, please. The Daly Migs Show is on deck. Guitars plugged in. Drums ready to go. Chickens.
Sarah clucking.
Other animals. And action.
This is the Daly Migs Show on The Rock with Taryn Daly and Steve Migs.
While listening to the Daly Migs Show, please refrain from any unnecessary finger gesturing.
99.9 KISW.
Good morning and happy hump day, Rockaholics. Steve Migs, Danny, Sarah. Dare I say, I think I'm the most rested in this room?
Yes. I think I just got home. Then I had to turn around and come back here to... No, I'm kidding.
You guys are champions.
It was a late night, but it was worth staying up and staying at the hockey game the entire time.
Well, I'm excited to hear more about it. And first, we will inform our Rockaholics.
Knowledge is power. So give us 5-ish minutes and we'll give you, some interesting stuff you can talk about at work. This is the Daily Migs Download.
AKA the DMD.
Here's your daily dose of doings happening in the world.
And the DMD is brought to you by Palace Law, and I need to pay attention to what our future holidays, quote-unquote, are because I'm not wearing any pink, and it's International Day of Pink. Oh, wait. I got pink shoes.
Oh,
well,
nice.
I got pink on my shoes.
I have zero pink.
No pink. Well...
I have a pink thong on.
I was just going to ask.
I just checked
about your panties, Sarah.
Yes.
That's crazy because so does Danny.
Yeah.
I'm glad we coordinated, Sarah.
Me too.
It was those Kraken thongs that were being given away yesterday. I didn't want to wear mine because I like to wash my thongs before I put them on, but these two, disgusting. It's also National Hug Your Dog Day, which I feel like is every day if you're a dog owner.
It sure is.
And shout out to the dude that was working like the 50-50 raffles. I don't know how, but I guess it's okay. He had his dog with him. And the dog had a Kraken sweater on. It was adorable.
Oh, I love that.
It was so great. And speaking of the Kraken.
Release the Kraken.
Man, did they release it all over the Arizona Coyotes last night because that game was freaking awesome right from the get-go. Shane Wright, the guy that a lot of people are hoping is going to turn to be a great player. Well, he's showing it, at least towards the end of the season, got called up. He's been scoring a lot of goals. 4 goals in 4 games, including yesterday, scored 68 seconds into the game to set the tone for your Seattle Kraken. Also, Philip Grubauer, 39 saves for a shutout as the Kraken beat the Arizona Coyotes 5-0. I think there was like a couple minutes left in the game. This is the goalie nerd that I am. He's got 35 saves. I'm like, he'll be really sweet if he gets 40 saves. But then in my head, I'm like, I don't want him to face 5 more shots before the game's over and lose the shutout. Then it was at 39. I'm like, come on, one more shot. Didn't happen. So I was very disappointed.
So did you stay till the very bitter end?
We didn't need to.
Wow.
But it was just such a fun vibe. And like, how often do you see the Kraken win a game in that kind of a dominant form?
I think it was like 3 goals in. I looked at Steve and I was like, all right, I'm good. We can go.
Right. I mean, it was 3 goals in pretty much right at the start of the second period. And because they scored 5 goals, everybody gets a discount on a trip.
What?
Thanks to Alaska Air, you get 32% off. They have a thing where if the Kraken score 5 goals, 32% off on a special flight, a mystery flight. And yesterday's mystery flight, Hawaii.
Oh my gosh.
So you have until I think tonight to redeem this discount code, and it's like certain days that you could do it. Because we're planning a trip to Hawaii. It's not during that time.
Of course.
I got so excited. I'm like, am I going to be able to save 32% on my flight? No.
Well, shifting to the Mariners.
Do we have to?
we must.
No.
We must.
You Mariners.
The Toronto Blue Jays defeated the Seattle Mariners 5-3, despite Mitch Haniger and Dominic Canzone's home runs for the Mariners. Starter George Kirby really struggled. Allowed 5 runs in 4 innings. The series finale is set with Logan Gilbert pitching for the Mariners.
They are bad. They are really bad.
Yeah.
And the people that are supposed to be good are bad, which is our
Yeah.
starting pitching. It's so frustrating. What's not frustrating, if you're a fan of In-N-Out Burgers, they have announced their plans to open its first Washington State spot in 2025. They made it official. I guess it's going to be in the city of Ridgefield in Clark County. That's a possible location. Very exciting news. At least it's going to expand to southern Washington, which I'd imagine that then, if that goes well, which it should, they'll slowly work their way up north.
Absolutely. This was some bummer news I saw last night. Jerry Cantrell's original blue dress G&L guitar is believed to have been stolen from his car this past weekend, maybe in LA, maybe in San Bernardino. They are offering some sort of a reward for its recovery. If you go to Jerry Cantrell's Instagram, his handle is at Jerry Cantrell. There's more info there. This is that iconic guitar.
This is, for us KSW nerds, this is the guitar. This is the guitar that has the KSW stickers on it that he's used since the early days when they were recording stuff for Facelift.
Absolutely. So big fingers crossed that he gets reunited with that guitar because it's very special to a lot of us.
Oh, absolutely. And big news for fans of old school hip hop.
Is it worth it? Let me work it. I put my thing down, flip it and reverse it. It's your primitive is wet yet. Yes. It's your primitive is wet yet.
Missy Elliott. I'm actually surprised. This is going to be her first ever headlining tour. And I'm not like a massive Missy Elliott fan, but she's got a lot of fun songs. And I actually do want to see it now that I did not realize that she's never done her own headlining tour. And it's coming to Climate Pledge Arena on July 6th. She's going to be there also with Busta Rhymes and Mrs. Russell Wilson.
Is it Sierra or Ciara? Sierra? Sierra. Thank you, Sarah.
Mr. Unlimited.
Not sure if he's performing. He might do something with Busta Rhymes from what I hear. You never know.
Yeah.
That is so cringy. Really. For the first time in March Madness history, more people watched the women's Final Four than the men's. About 4 million more. Women's basketball championship game drew 18.9 million viewers versus 14.8 million for that men's final. And this is in large part due to Caitlin Clark just being an absolute superstar on the court.
Makes me curious to see what her impact will be on the WNBA. Because I got to imagine tickets, like when she comes to town, I would imagine a lot of people are going to want to see her. I mean, I don't know if the Storm have a shot at getting her. I would imagine no. Shows how much I know about the WNBA. And also TV ratings. I mean, if it worked well for college basketball, I got to imagine it's going to help a little bit with the WNBA.
Absolutely.
As far as weather, we're going to have a high of 59 degrees. It's going to be cloudy. The DMV is brought to you by Jersey Mike's, a sub above, and that's what's up.
A member of our show nearly dropped $500 on something beyond ridiculous at the Kraken game. What was it? We're going to tell you at 6:20.
The Daily Migs Show.
At Metro, get an iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system for $99.99. Take amazing pictures and share them instantly. And don't put up with life's yada yada.
Yada yada.
Like photo bombers. Zoom, crop out,
Yada yada.
and bye.
You don't take yada yada in life, don't take yada yada from your wireless provider. Get iPhone 12 with 5G with no activation fees and nada yada yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile. Switch to Metro, bring your ID. This offer isn't available for customers currently at T-Mobile or that have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
You've probably heard about generative artificial intelligence, but are you vigilant to its exploitability? Generative AI is shaping society and transforming our daily lives. While we want to embrace the potential, we must also set the standards for responsible use and safeguard the future of our digital world. HackerOne employs over 2 million plus ethical hackers, 750 of them specializing in prompt hacking and other AI security and testing. The creative approach taken by a diverse pool of ethical hackers is the best way to discover vulnerabilities. When launching new AI deployments, let HackerOne's AI red teaming address the novel challenges of AI safety and security for your business. AI innovation can only be effective if models are tested for safety and security issues that could cause harm. Make sure your AI models and deployments can't be tricked into providing information beyond their intended use, and that security flaws can't be exploited to access confidential data or systems with HackerOne. Learn more about our AI red teaming today at hackerone.com/AI.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Especially these. Each picture captures a moment in time in the crazy lives of the Daly Migs Show. Here's 4 shots to wake you up.
Rockaholics, give us a follow. Our social media handle is at Daly Migs. And if you go to the Daly Migs social media pages, you can see a graphic that contains 4 photos,
Yes.
4 shots that summed up our days yesterday.
And 3 of the 4 are very similar, but then there's one, and it's just tiles.
One of these things is not like the other.
One of us did not have as much fun as the others.
No.
So how about the unfun one, Taryn Daly?
Well, first of all, shout out to Tammy from Accents and Interiors, who was very fun and made picking out tile and flooring and countertops for our new bathroom very, very exciting.
See, I feel like my wife would love that. Like, she would love to be a part. Like, we watch all those home remodel shows, and she wishes, like, we got a new house, but we didn't get to really say what we wanted because all the stuff was already built in.
For sure. So we're excited about this, new bathroom that we're putting together, but Brad and I are both terrible decision makers, and if it was not for Tammy leading us in the right direction, we would have been there all night.
This is why you bring your toddler. They don't, because we've done that with Tatum before, where we're just like, hey Tatum, what do you want to blah blah blah, and she doesn't have the I don't know what do you want to do mentality. She'll just say something. I'm like, thank you for making our decision, 4-year-old.
And we did tell Barrett what we were doing yesterday, and I said, so what do you think about what do you want in your new bathroom? Because this is going to be the bathroom adjacent to his room. He was like, blue.
Boom, go blue.
We did not go blue.
Oh,
so
I thought you were going to
say
like dinosaurs.
No, he just wanted blue, which is his favorite color. But for the rest of you,
you missed out on a great time.
I have the worst FOMO. I'm so sad I was not with you last night.
I hate to rub it in, but you missed out on a great time. We met so many awesome Rockaholics where we were at Climate Pledge Arena for the Kraken game, the second to last Kraken game of the season at Climate Pledge. Obviously, they had some road games as well, but place was actually surprisingly full. I mean, it wasn't packed, but there was more people than I think I anticipated with the season kind of being done. Well, not kind of, it's done. But we had a great time. Learned some weird things about our friend Danny V over there. You all give me a hard time about pretzels and cheese, and I don't like any dipping sauces, which is true. And there's a video up on our social media pages of me about to throw away the nacho cheese that they just gave to me.
Okay, wait.
It was stressful to watch.
Let me set this up, though. I'm walking, I walked to go get a drink, and I'm walking back, and I just see Steve charging at me, so angry. His face, I had never
that's
seen
an exaggeration.
Steve so angry. I was like, what is happening? What did Sarah say to him? Because they were both at the pretzel stand, and I was like, oh, man, I'm going to have to, do some damage control here. And then Steve just looks at me, he's like, look what they gave me.
Okay. We're going a little too excessive
and
over
then
here.
and then he rips off his shirt, and I was like, wow, Steve,
that's
what is
true.
So happy.
That was true. I was just done with my jersey. But they don't even bother to ask, do you want nacho cheese? They just give it to you.
They just assume.
But what a waste of cheese. They could just give it to someone else. I don't want it.
If you're hanging out with Danny and Sarah, though, there's no way that cheese was going to go to waste.
Well, that's the thing. So I was about to throw it away. Sarah's like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, you already have nacho cheese. Why do you need mine? The two of them needed the extra amount of cheese.
Yeah, we did.
Which, whatever, that's fine.
Yeah.
But then the pretzel was done. And then I look over and there's Danny just dipping his finger in the cheese and licking it.
Yeah. I was literally telling him, I would just drink the cheese by itself. You don't need the pretzel. The pretzel can go in the trash.
Taryn, let me remind you, we're in an arena full of people.
Yeah. I was licking my finger because at that point, you know what? We had no more vehicle for the cheese to get in my body. So at that point, I'm just going to use my finger.
Some people really like cheese.
But you also missed out. We got free beanies. Yes. Well, we had to sign our lives away to Verizon or something like that.
What do you mean free.
You had to fill out something on your phone. I don't think any of us know what we were filling out. We probably just gave up like an organ or something along those lines just to get a free beanie.
A Kraken beanie?
Yes.
You guys, I really did pick the wrong day to not be with you.
It was pretty cool, I will say. But so Danny went to go stand in line to get a hot dog, and then Steve and I went to go, fill out whatever we had to fill out on our phone. But you had to like scan a thing, and so Steve scanned it and is like on his merry way, doing the best ever. And I'm having a hard time, and the girl is kind of looking at Steve and looking at me like, "Are you not going to help her?" And then she was like, "It's fine. I'm going to help out your hot wife, sir. Don't worry."
I didn't even hear any of this.
And I was like, what? So I'm staring at her, and then I stare at Steve, and I'm like, should I say something?
But you know what to look back on? I had a hand busy with I had a drink and my food, and I'm trying to do this with one hand. Like, how am I going to help my hot wife out? Like, how about you help out, lady?
You're going to put the stuff down?
Where? On the floor?
Yes. I was needing help, but I was like, okay. At least she called me hot.
I would be stoked.
Obviously, the highlight was the Kraken winning 5-0, but the other highlight in between the second and third period, this was so great. They did ice bowling, where they basically put people on like a sled and then a giant slingshot, and they shoot you. And they have giant bowling pins.
Are people wearing helmets, and is there a waiver? What is happening?
I'm sure all of
this
the
sounds
above.
so safe.
It was so great. So some people were getting them really far, but one guy just he asked the bet, didn't even get very far, didn't even get anywhere near the bowling pins. And Bowie did the greatest thing ever. Walked up to the dude, and I have the audio so you could hear just the crowd reacting to it. Had the bowling pin in his hand, the giant bowling pin, and just bonked the dude in the head. Yes. Of course, we're heckling this person while they just unsuccessfully get anywhere near the bowling pin.
Here we go. Let's hear it for David, everybody.
Come on, David. You stink. You stink.
Wait, what the heck was that?
Here we go. just clocked the dude in the head with it. It was so great. It's on our TikTok at Daly Migs if you want to see the video of that.
Well, I know Sarah is probably the biggest Bowie fan. You even have a Bowie jacket now.
I do.
Tell us about your photo, because it looks like you found a very small version of our boy Bowie.
I mean, it wasn't that small, actually, in person. It was kind of crazy.
Before the game, we all went to the Lair, I believe is what it's called, the Kraken, a store.
Team shop.
Team shop. And there was like a statue of Bowie standing on a huge puck. And it was, I don't know, maybe like 2.5 feet?
I'd say pushing 3 feet tall. Yeah. And it's one of those stuffed buoys
cool.
like that you buy at the store. Oh. But this one just stands. It's stiff.
Yes.
It's like a taxidermy buoy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And I want it so bad.
How many of them do they have there?
We just saw one. And they're selling it, and I don't think they're ever going to sell it, though.
Because it was $500.
It's a standing plush for $500.
Well.
But it's so cute. And I texted a picture to George, and George said, that's pretty reasonable. I think we should get it.
The guy with the brandy dragon.
Yes.
Yeah.
The guy who spends money on everything.
Here's the best part. So Danny and I, of course, are not very good people to tell you how to handle your money. So we're both like, I don't know, man. It seems like a pretty sweet deal. Then we run into some of our friends, and one of our friends like, I'll put 100 in so you can buy this thing.
So then it's like only $400.
I'm shocked it's not sitting here in the studio with us this morning.
Well, what do you do when you purchase it? Do you walk around with this giant thing? Like, I mean, it needs its own seat.
You have to buy it. Take it to the car.
You have to buy it on the way out.
You have to, or maybe they'll hold it for you.
And I don't even know how many people have even purchased this thing.
Probably not that many.
I'm guessing 0 so far.
I think it is still funny that Bowie to this day is such like a hot controversial topic.
Yes, still some people are mad about the Bowie jacket.
Yeah.
Like, why do you like Bowie?
People got to move on.
Yeah.
Well, we know you aren't always smart with your money, Rockaholics. We want to hear about those ridiculous purchases. When did you spend a bunch of money on something completely stupid? 206-803-ROCK. We'll take your calls after Lincoln Park.
The Daily Migs Show.
I'm feeling a little disappointed that she didn't, but Sarah almost dropped $500 on a stand-up Bowie statue at the Kraken game last night.
I'm so mad that she didn't get it. A, because that would have been a funny purchase, but B, then she would have to walk around the arena with this giant Bowie statue, and if anyone went into the Lair, they knew that she dropped $500 on that, which I think would be just the funniest visual, because everybody that was in the Lair was looking at that Bowie and then looking down at the price tag, and then you see they're having a conversation, probably like, I can't believe this thing is $500.
Like, what idiot would buy this thing?
And then Sarah.
Our idiot.
Yeah, our favorite
Almost.
idiot.
When did you spend a bunch of money on something completely stupid, Rockaholics? 206-803-ROCK. Give us a call. Bob from Puyallup, I don't think that this is stupid at all. You bought what I've already bought.
Okay. Well, I built a deck in the backyard and figured what a better thing to put on the deck would be a hot tub.
Hell yeah.
So I made a drunk purchase on Amazon one night of an inflatable hot tub, and that was about 5 years ago, and yeah, it's still in the box. I haven't even opened it.
You haven't?
Oh, yeah, it's still in the box. I never opened it.
Bob, just so you know, I have also bought an inflatable hot tub while drunk. And I've used it for years. I loved it. So when you're ready, if you need someone to coach you through the unboxing and get it set up, I am an expert on inflatable hot tub technique.
Awesome. All right, I'll call you up on that.
Yeah, my neighbor's got one as well, and they love it.
Yeah,
Bob,
great.
make it. This is the summer of your hot tub, Bob.
There you go.
Bonnie Lake Matt, you dropped $200 on what tool?
A set of screwdrivers because it came with a free hat that I wanted.
What was the hat?
Hold on, Matt. That hat wasn't free.
It was on a Snap-on truck, and I wasn't even a mechanic at the time. I was delivering windshields, and I happened to see a truck parked off to the side, so I stopped, and yep, he got me.
Wait, you bought $200 worth of screwdrivers and a hat from a guy selling it on the side of the street out of his truck?
No. So Snap-on is a pretty well-known tool brand amongst mechanics. They're probably regarded as the top tier because they're so expensive, and the tool dealers drive around in Snap-on branded trucks.
Oh, I got you now.
Do you still have this set of screwdrivers to this day?
Yep, unopened. I'm waiting for a good time to use them.
It's not like a bottle of wine. Do you have a significant other? Did you have to go home and explain yourself and say, yeah, babe, I just dropped $200 on screwdrivers?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That was it was hey, what's this charge? What did you do? And, yep, had to explain it.
Just wait till you see all the cool stuff I'm going to build for you, honey.
She's still waiting. I bet she still brings that up to this day.
Evo in Spokane, how much does it cost when you buy a round for the entire bar?
It was like $400 or $500. Yeah, my girlfriend at the time broke up with me. It was about 2006, 2007 when I was living in Auburn, and I went to the casino because I was all bummed out, and had about $50, dumped it in, won like $600 or $700. And I started drinking. I'm like, well, I'm going to go to my bar, the Spunky Monkey in Auburn.
Yeah.
And I'm going to buy everybody a drink.
Was there an attractive girl at the bar that you were trying to impress by buying everybody a drink, or you're just like, screw it, I'm just buying everybody a drink?
I was like, screw it, I'm buying a drink for everybody.
Nice.
How many people did you know in the bar?
I mean, I was pretty regular at that point. I'm pretty sure I paid someone's salary there.
Well, cheers to that.
Mine wasn't as bad when we were in Dallas, and I bought a round of shots for everybody. It was still there was 10 of us?
Oh, yeah.
And it was still it was over $100. Yeah. It was a terrible purchase because nobody would even want, everybody was done drinking and wanted to go back to the hotel. And I really didn't need another drink. But those are the moments where you make those decisions. And no, this night's not over yet. Let's all have a shot.
The greatest part about that is that Steve did that when we were in Dallas. And then I went to Nashville this year and did the exact same thing.
Proud of you.
And no one wanted the shots. I literally saw people pour them out. And I was like, oh, I shouldn't have bought 10 shots.
What kind of shot was it?
See, Steve's were at least awesome. They were like this peanut butter jelly one.
Yeah, I mean, no one needed it. Though.
No.
Yeah, but they were very tasty.
Mine was
I
just
would have said yes.
Mine was just like well vodka.
Oh.
We got a text at 206-803-ROCK that said, good morning, KSW. I spent $6,000 on Amazing Spider-Man #1 at Emerald City Comic Con. That's from John.
Wow.
Yeah. Have you ever made the hot tub?
Hot tub, fire pit.
I'm starting to get crap from my wife for one of my more recent stupid purchases.
What is it?
The goalie gear that I got.
And it finally showed up.
It did. It finally did show up, and I have yet to be able to play hockey just because my schedule's just crazy. And I'm kind of more in the mindset of once I'm done doing the wrestling thing, I'm going to switch back into going into the world of playing hockey. So this was more just for the future. It was an impulse purchase. I thought the Donkeys were getting back together. Turns out we didn't get the team back together. And now I have a brand new set of goalie gear sitting in like our little, one of our little extra rooms, just in a box right now. And every time my wife goes in there, she's just like, are you planning on doing anything with these hockey pads?
I mean, that probably takes up a lot of storage space, yeah?
Yeah. It was a bad purchase. It was an impulse buy. It wouldn't have been that bad if our team actually started and played a beer league this year, because then I'd be using it, but we didn't. So now it's just sitting around waiting.
Oh, well, the time will come.
Part of me doesn't want to ever use them, just to troll my wife.
Oh, no.
I will, of course. But even yesterday, we're at the Kraken game. My buddy Andy walks by. He's a goalie as well. He goes, "How are them new pads treating you?" I'm like, "They're great. They're just like brand new still." And he's like, "What do you mean? Have you used them yet?" I'm like, "No, I haven't used them yet."
Okay, this might be a stupid question.
There's no stupid questions.
If you were if you wanted to just like take your gear for a quick test drive, could you just go to a hockey rink like all suited up and just skate around, or would people think that was weird, or would that not be allowed?
Yes, and no. You're allowed to. It would be weird. And no one will tell you can't do it. There's a thing called like stick and puck. I could go out, so it's not an actual game. You just go out there. Usually it's people that are like helping there, like they're just taking shots on net. Rarely do goalies go out to that, but they'd probably be more than happy to have a goalie to shoot at.
Like, look at that guy. He looks serious.
Yeah, look, he's got brand new gear. And his wife's still yelling at him from the car.
Rockaholics, how would you like to beat Steve? He is currently sitting at 87 wins, 24 losses, and 13 ties in 2024. 206-803-ROCK. We'll play Beat Migs at 6:50.
The Daly Migs Show.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
At Metro, get an iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system for $99.99. Take amazing pictures and share them instantly. And don't put up with life's yada yada.
Yada yada.
Like photo bombers. Zoom, crop out,
Yada yada.
and bye.
You don't take yada yada in life, don't take yada yada from your wireless provider. Get iPhone 12 with 5G with no activation fees and nada yada yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile. Switch to Metro, bring your ID. This offer isn't available for customers currently at T-Mobile or that have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Sandra, and I'm just the professional your small business was looking for. But you didn't hire me because you didn't use LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn has professionals you can't find anywhere else, including those who aren't actively looking for a new job, but might be open to the perfect role, like me.
In a given month, over 70% of LinkedIn users don't visit other leading job sites. So if you're not looking on LinkedIn, you'll miss out on great candidates like Sandra. Start hiring professionals like a professional. Post your free job on linkedin.com/recommend today.
The Daly Migs Show presents the most popular radio game on this side of the speaker. Let's play Beat Migs. Beat Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa! Beat Migs, you're a loser.
Who's ready to beat Migs? Migs. I know Sean from Spanaway is. Sean, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm Sarah, your host, and it's time for you to get out of here, Steve. For those playing at home, Sean has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you'll only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Nirvana's album Nevermind came out in what early 90s year?
91, 92, 93.
91, correct. Pizza was invented in what Italian city?
Sicily.
No.
Rome.
No.
Venice.
No. Rumor has it Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis are going to return for a sequel of what movie?
Trading. No, it's not Trading Places. Pass.
Walking on the Sun and Then the Morning Comes are hit songs by what band?
Pass.
The most common brain cells are called what?
Something I don't have. Pass.
Which country has the most Olympic gold medals?
The U.S.
Yes. The frozen dessert made with fruit juice rather than cream is called what?
Fruit juice rather than cream. It's that darn Italian one. Pass.
Volleyball games are typically played until one team reaches how many points?
21 points.
No. Sean, you got 2 correct.
Oh, no.
Hey, you know, at least you didn't get 0 or 1. You got 2.
The first time I played Beat Migs, I only got 2, Sean. So there's room for improvement.
That's for sure. And I believe you did not win.
I've never won. Well, I mean, I won on April Fool's, but that didn't count.
Yes, you did. You were a genius.
That's an asterisk one, if I can say the word.
Steve, are you ready?
Yeah.
Nirvana's album Nevermind came out in what early 90s year?
1991.
Correct. Pizza was invented in what Italian city?
I'm going to go Sicily.
No.
Oh. Rome.
No.
I don't know. Naples.
Yes, you do know. Rumor has it Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis are going to return for a sequel of what movie?
Freaky Friday.
Yes. Walking on the Sun and Then the Morning Comes are hit songs by what band?
Smash Mouth.
Yes. The most common brain cells are called what?
I already burnt them, so I don't know. But lobies?
No.
I don't know. Nodules.
No.
Pass.
Which country has the most Olympic gold medals?
Country. I go America.
Yes.
United States of America.
The frozen dessert made with fruit juice rather than cream is called what?
Is that a sherbet?
No.
Gelato?
No.
Fruit juice instead of cream. So, slushy.
No. Volleyball games are typically played until one team reaches how many points?
25.
Yes.
Well, I've been playing volleyball.
Oh, well, wow.
Pickleball,
That's true.
volleyball.
You know, I'm that guy.
All the balls.
All the balls.
Hockey, wrestling. What doesn't this guy do?
Everything.
And you win at Beat Migs 6-2. Congratulations,
Let's
Steve.
go.
Sorry, Sean.
It's all good.
I'm the best. I'm the best.
The most common brain cells are called?
I don't have any.
Vortexes?
No. I'm not even going to ask Danny because I know he won't know. Neurons.
Oh, that was what I was not going to say.
Ever. And the frozen dessert made with fruit juice rather than cream is called?
I was very confused by this question. I have no idea.
I had to Google to make sure it's not sherbet because sherbet is made with cream.
Yeah,
it's sorbet.
Sorbet.
Yay.
Sorbet.
You know what's... You want... Okay.
Yes, I do want to know.
Oh, no.
What is it?
I thought that was just a different way to pronounce sherbet. Oh. I thought they were the same word.
They're spelled completely different.
And all the same.
Whenever I heard someone say I'd like some sorbet, I'm like, sherbet? Okay, sure.
Well, now you know. One is cream. One is fruit juice.
Well, I just assumed.
Yeah, you can have sorbet, but you can't have sherbet.
I just thought people pronounce it differently. Like, you know.
Well, some people say sherbet and some people say sherbet.
Why aren't we saying sherbet?
Sherbet?
Sherbet and sorbet.
That would confuse you even more. Well, somehow you still won, so congratulations.
Last night, Migs, Danny, and Sarah went to the Kraken game without me.
Yes.
I couldn't go.
It was the best time ever.
But while they were there, they met some listeners that shared some crazy stories about me.
We learned some stuff about you, Taryn Daly.
This is news.
Because the last time we went to the Mariners game, your friend, your sorority sister, Brittany, shared some stuff about you that we never heard before. And so now whenever we meet anyone that knows you or has run into you, we're like, hey, can you tell us something about Taryn Daly? And boy, oh boy, did we get some stories.
We are going to find out what they said after Van Halen.
The Daily Migs Show.
Last night, while at the Kraken game, Migs, Sarah, and Danny ran into some listeners. Now, was this at the Living Wall?
Yes, although maybe next time we have to think this through because we're like, hey, everybody come meet us between the first and the second period at the Living Wall. Slight problem we did not anticipate was that the drumline band, like the horn section, I don't know what they're called there for the Kraken. It's like Soundwave, but for the Kraken.
Wow, some fan you are.
They're called like the Taryn's a douche, I believe is what they. I think that's what it said in the drum. It was Taryn's a douche. I believe. I'm positive.
That was the one.
Yeah, it's in the Kraken font. It was hard to understand what it was saying because it's kind of like a lot of words. But Taryn is a yes. That's what it was. They were performing while we were there during the first and second period at the Living Wall. So it's like it's just chaos. All these people are watching them. They're crushing it. They're doing like Taylor Swift covers. Sarah's dancing. But, it's also very loud. So we weren't able to run into a lot of people. Finally, when it kind of calmed down, then we were able to run into a bunch of rockaholics that swung by that were trying to find us because there was a lot of chaos. But it was awesome to meet a lot of the rockaholics from a lady named Gwen, I think Matt. But I think her name was Addie and her boyfriend. There was just a lot of really cool people that we had a chance to chat with. But a couple of them said that they've met you in the past.
Oh, Lord.
So I was just like, well, last time this went really well when we met your old sorority sister. I'm like, hey, tell us something embarrassing or interesting about Taryn Daly. And that's when we learned that you jumped off the top of a flight of stairs and broke both of your heels.
True story.
So we ran into these listeners. I'm like, hey, okay, you've had a run-in with Taryn Daly. Let me pull out my phone and record these stories. Taryn has not heard any of these.
I didn't even know this was happening.
That makes it even better. All right, this is what one of the rockaholics said about the time that they met you.
With Taryn, years ago, I was at the same bar she was at when she was doing karaoke. When someone heckled her, she punched them in the face.
Taryn Daly?
Yes.
What?
I know. She comes across as all sweet and everything else. She's a maniac.
She's a bad drunk.
I know. It's unreal.
The truth is out.
That's crazy.
Yes. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Then what happened that one night? Maybe you know about this one then.
You also met Taryn Daly, huh?
Yeah. So I saw her. She got kicked out of a Walmart because she was shoving bananas down her pants.
Taryn Daly?
Yes. Like a whole bunch.
Were they ripe or?
It looked right.
This is why I can't let you guys out on the town without me. Because all hell's going to break loose.
Because you're not there to rebut these stories? Are you saying that these stories aren't true?
They sound like they may be slightly fabricated, maybe an exaggeration in there.
Your eyes bugged out, though, when the lady said she was at karaoke.
Because that is a regular thing for me.
So was there something that popped in your head when you heard that? Or like, oh, crap.
No, not necessarily.
So it's not a big deal that you just punched somebody in the face, huh?
Maybe they didn't like my rendition of Tenacious D.
All right, we also ran into this rockaholic. Oh, God. And they had this to say about you, Taryn Daly.
Oh, yeah, well, I saw Taryn, and she was selling crack to a toddler at a forced school.
She's selling crack to a toddler?
Absolutely. I couldn't believe it.
Did the toddler buy it?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I do remember that now.
Okay, see?
Yeah, my memory has been jogged officially.
I didn't know you were a crack dealer to toddlers.
Somebody's got to be.
We met one more rockaholic that had a fun story about you, Taryn Daly.
So you met Taryn Daly recently, huh?
Yeah, I did. I met her at the last men's room party, and I thought she was looking at my plate of fries, so I offered her a bite, and she started gnawing on my knuckles. Super weird.
She's a knuckle nibbler. It's weird.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of into it, though, so Taryn, call me. My name's Nancy.
Nancy the knuckle nibbler. You guys, what a night you had.
We had the best time.
I'm so glad you found all my people.
We learned so much about you, Taryn Daly. It was a good time.
No.
We did meet Gwen. Gwen was awesome because she was telling us about how she loves on Fridays that we do the Friday song. But she told us she has her own version, so of course I was like, well, can you sing it for us? Not knowing what she was about to sing.
We are hanging out at the Kraken game, and we're here with Gwen.
Gwen and Matt.
And Matt, all right, and you told me you have a different version of the Beat Migs song.
Well, not the Big Mix, but the Friday song.
Oh, the Friday song.
Yeah.
My bad.
Sorry.
How does it go in your world?
Friday, motherfucking Friday. Everybody's ready for the weekend.
I like that version a lot better.
Yeah, and I'm still going to jump, so it's still fantastic.
We might have to play that from now on.
Did you hear the rage in her voice, too? That was
Friday, motherfucking Friday.
Glenn and I are going to go to karaoke and punch some people this weekend.
Friday, motherfucking Friday.
Oh, someone just texted at 206-803 Rock says, yes, can confirm Taryn once sold crack to my toddler.
We're all known for something.
I saw Taryn, and she was selling crack to a toddler at a forest school.
At the forest school, too.
Oh, my God, of course. Rockaholics, question. Is a Zoom call with someone an acceptable type of first date? We got a text from a rockaholic named Shelby about this, and we're going to chat with her at 7:20.
The Daly Migs Show.
At Metro, get an iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system for $99.99. Take amazing pictures and share them instantly. And don't put up with life's yada yada.
Yada yada.
Like photo bombers. Zoom, crop out,
Yada yada.
and bye.
You don't take yada yada in life, don't take yada yada from your wireless provider. Get iPhone 12 with 5G with no activation fees and nada yada yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile. Switch to Metro, bring your ID. This offer isn't available for customers currently at T-Mobile or that have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
You've probably heard about generative artificial intelligence, but are you vigilant to its exploitability? Generative AI is shaping society and transforming our daily lives. While we want to embrace the potential, we must also set the standards for responsible use and safeguard the future of our digital world. HackerOne employs over 2 million plus ethical hackers, 750 of them specializing in prompt hacking and other AI security and testing. The creative approach taken by a diverse pool of ethical hackers is the best way to discover vulnerabilities. When launching new AI deployments, let HackerOne's AI red teaming address the novel challenges of AI safety and security for your business. AI innovation can only be effective if models are tested for safety and security issues that could cause harm. Make sure your AI models and deployments can't be tricked into providing information beyond their intended use, and that security flaws can't be exploited to access confidential data or systems with HackerOne. Learn more about our AI red teaming today at hackerone.com/AI.
Rockaholics, we want you to know that at any point in your day, you can give us a call or shoot us a text message, 206-803-ROCK. And I'm bringing this up because yesterday we did get a text message.
We did. And the text was very basic, but I was like, we should talk to this person. And they weren't able to talk yesterday, but they're able to talk today. And the text was just simple. It just says, hey, guys, do you think it's weird if a guy wants to take you on a Zoom date? It's exactly what you think, LOL.
So we're going to talk to Shelby from Seattle. Shelby, this is a legitimate date that you have been propositioned with.
Yeah, so I've been talking to somebody on Hinge for a while, and they finally asked me out. And I said yes, but then they hit me with that. They wanted to take me out on Zoom. Now, I didn't know if it was just, like, maybe I was being weird, and it's the new thing now with, you know, after COVID and everything online. So maybe I'm the weird one, but it feels like an interview to me.
My first thought was this guy's too cheap to take you on a real date and just wants to make sure you're dinner worthy or coffee worthy. Like, you know, he's just like, I don't want to spend all this money on a girl if I don't really vibe with her. So, like, you're thinking, it feels like maybe he's like doing like a pre-interview before he actually takes you on a real date.
Lame.
Are you saying you're unhinged about this? No, sorry, that was bad.
Oh, God. I mean, but yeah, honestly, because the whole point in going on a first date is to be awkward. So why do that if that's the whole point?
Well, nothing's more awkward than a Zoom date.
No kidding.
I mean, as far as awkward goes, though, bang it out? I don't mean like bang it out, but why not handle it up front on a Zoom rather than have to like waste your time doing it in person?
Are you leaning towards a Zoom date's not a bad idea?
I kind of think so. You could potentially save yourself time and money by doing a Zoom first date rather than an in-person first date.
Man.
Are you saying that you would do that?
You know, if you asked me
Are
this
you
question,
saying that I should do that?
this question 5 or 10 years ago, I'd probably
Taryn,
be like,
what are you trying to
"That's
say
weird."
about? Are you trying to say Shelby's not date worthy?
I'm just saying we live in Zoom culture now.
We do.
So maybe I don't know, kind of.
But we live in Zoom culture for like a job interview. I think dating, that feels a little strange to me. If somebody said, hey, I want to hang out with you, I'm like, great, where are we going? They're like, well, I'll send you my Zoom link. I'd be like, this isn't exactly how I view dating.
No, and you can record it, you can save it, there's a whole bunch of stuff you can do with the Zoom call.
So have you responded in any way to this proposition yet?
I haven't, because I'm hesitant. I also don't want to be rude in case I was the weird one.
Do you feel comfortable saying, because it sounds like you're not interested in the Zoom date, which that's totally fine, but would you be comfortable now telling this person, hey, actually, I'd prefer that if we, are going to have a first date, that we actually do it in the flesh?
I mean, I could totally do that. And then if they say, oh, no, I'd rather do it on Zoom or nothing, then I'm like, okay, well, red flag.
Yeah, then nothing it is. I think that's fair. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with, I think it's strange. Don't get me wrong. Like, at the end of the day, I think it's strange that this guy wants to go on a Zoom date with you or call it a date. I think, hey, we should talk on Zoom sometime. I think saying it's a date is just a weird way to set it up. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, Shelby. I think you just go, hey, look, I think we got to meet in person. Otherwise, I don't want to do this.
Yeah. Also, what if, he's shorter in person?
Well, didn't think about that.
That's a whole different thing.
It's like, what does he have in
Exactly.
his background is like one of those things from like a mugshot, and he lies about the lines behind him. And he's like, oh, no, I'm totally 6'2".
Oh, my gosh.
See, we got to get all these monsters out of the closet.
Sarah, how would you feel? I mean, you're the closest to being single in our group.
Excuse me.
Well, I mean,
I'm married. Thank you.
You got married a year ago. Everyone else has been in their relationships for like a billion years.
Danny is not married.
Yeah, but he's been in his relationship longer than you were in your relationship.
He has not, but okay.
All right, I'm putting my foot in my mouth.
What you trying to say? Like, I'm most likely to be single out of all y'all?
No, I'm just saying you're closer to the dating scene than the rest of us. How would you feel if somebody's like...
Also, you're the youngest.
I'm not making this any better.
There we go. Thank you. I'm the youngest.
You're the youngest, the hippest.
You have more of
the
your
chillest.
friends who are in
chillest.
dating.
That's not what I mean. What I mean is just how... Okay, forget everything I just said.
Oh,
How
okay.
would you feel...
Cool.
How would you feel if some dude you were talking to was like, yeah, I want to take you on a date. And you're like, well, yeah, what restaurant are we going to? And he's like, no. I want to do it over Zoom.
Oh, I would hate it. Absolutely not.
You wouldn't do it?
No.
What if you dug the guy?
If I dug the guy, I'd be like, well, have the courage to meet me in person. And I feel like through Zoom or even through phone calls or texting, you miss like the in-person. Is there like a little flirtatious vibe? Are we like touchy-feely?
Body language.
Yes.
So to me, Sarah, it almost sounds like if you were in Shelby's situation, that this would be a deal breaker. You wouldn't even suggest going on a real date?
I would definitely give him the option. Okay. I would say, hey, I don't want to do this Zoom thing. This isn't a meeting or, But and then I would say, let's meet in real life. And then if he says no, then I'm like.
If he says no, then that is absolutely a red flag.
Oh, for sure. Okay.
So Shelby, are you digging this guy though? Like, aside from this, were you feeling excited to a certain level about a first date with this guy?
I was. I mean, I said yes when he initially asked me out. I was like, yeah. And then he was like, cool, maybe on Zoom. And I was like,
to go back to your original text, do you think it's weird? I'm sorry. It's weird. That's just weird. I have to agree. Like, I think that's strange. Like, here you are. You basically made the hardest part easy for him, which is asking somebody out. I don't know. I remember being a guy, like, you're so nervous to be like, hey, would you want to go out with me in fear of rejection? You said yes, and then he comes back with, yeah, I don't really want to go out with you. I just want to see you on a computer screen.
Yeah, you're still hiding behind a monitor.
Yes.
Yeah, I say you go back to me, be like, yo, you're weird. I'm out.
Yeah, that's how you.
Well, we wish you keep us posted.
All or nothing.
Yeah, I mean, keep us posted. I hope things go well for you, but I wish you nothing but luck.
We absolutely need a follow up.
Will do. Thank you.
Thanks, Shelby.
I'm looking at one of the texts at 206-803-ROCK. It says, Zoom dating is weird. However, cyber sex is normal.
Oh, good point. Okay, Rockaholics, what about you? We know that you've had some moments that were weird while dating, a little bit odd. So what was that strange moment that led to you not wanting to date someone? Or what was the strangest way that you went on a date? Do you think Zoom dating is weird?
Some texters don't.
Call us up now, 206-803-ROCK. We'll take your calls after Green Day.
The Daily Migs Show.
What was that strange moment that led you to not wanting to date someone? Or what was the strangest way that you went on a date? 206-803-ROCK. Levi in Olympia, what is your story?
All right, good morning, guys.
What's up, Levi?
Not a whole lot, making my way to work, but great topic this morning. So one time, when I first moved out, I was about 18. I moved out with my cousin, and I got home from work one day. It's like, hey, man, I got these girls coming over. I met them online. They're friends. We're going to party with them and hang out. It's like, all right, sounds good, and they get up. After a little bit of us hanging out, having a good time, they started eating each other.
Oh, hold on. You got it. I mean, I was thinking exactly what you just said on the radio, but we can't say that on the radio.
Yeah, that's going to be a hard pass.
Okay, so for those playing at home, apparently the two girls were eating each other's eye boogers.
I'm going to gag.
Please don't.
Oh, my God.
My wife does something weird. Like, she grabs eye boogers from the dogs and then feeds them to them.
No!
Yes. I always thought that's sorry. That's a very. I never thought I'd ever share that on the radio, and this was the only moment where I thought of it.
Here we are.
And here we are. And I always thought that was very odd. But the dogs go crazy for it.
I'm going to gag again.
Okay, don't. Okay, we're moving on from that. That was weird. That was very weird, and you probably shouldn't date somebody that does that with their friends.
But it's cool if it's their dogs.
But who am I to king shame?
What was the strange moment that led you to not wanting to date someone, or what was the strangest way that you went on a date? 206-803-ROCK.
I believe I have a text that will not make you gag, but it is pretty epic.
Tell me.
Okay. They say I dated someone on World of Warcraft. It was a weird red flag when I was dating. I went over to her house to make the beast. I don't know if that's a sex thing or if that's a World of Warcraft thing. But they were making
the beast with two backs.
With two packs?
With two backs.
Two backs?
The beast with two backs.
Wait, are you a World of Warcraft person?
No, it's a sex thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Duh, Steve.
Wait, make the beast with two backs?
The monster with two backs, the beast with two backs.
Have you ever heard that before?
I have no idea what she's talking about.
Okay, good. I'm very confused. But anyways, the texter said that, the girl said we couldn't do it on her bed because that's where her ex sleeps. Apparently, he still lived at the house because her mom thought that he was the father of her unborn grandchild. So in that moment, I also found out that she was pregnant and that her ex-boyfriend still lived there. LOL.
LOL. That is a lot of layers on that onion you're pulling back.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the eye booger one doesn't seem so weird after all.
That's a lot.
And we are getting a crap ton of texts from people that are in defense. They're defending the guy that wanted to go on a Zoom date, which is how this all started. Shelby texted in, and we had her on the phone. And a guy wants to go on a date with her, their first date, but wants to do it over Zoom. But some people brought up some good points. And that is that if it's a long-distance relationship, that makes sense.
Sure.
Like if you met online, you've never met in person, well, that seems like that's the next step. But in this situation with Shelby, they could meet. And he chose, I don't want to meet you. I just want to talk over Zoom.
Well, you never know. Maybe he's got like a little social anxiety or who knows.
One person says, I've done video calls for the first meeting. It's not that odd. Another person did say, hey, maybe he wants to do the Zoom meeting because he has other girls on the side. He doesn't want to be seen with her.
Oh.
And then a bunch of other people are also talking about the fact that long distance, like one person said, I think Zoom date's not a bad idea depending on the scenario. Me and my partner were in two different states, 2,800 miles away when we first started talking. And that was the easy way to date long distance. But it's a unique scenario from Ryan.
This is why we definitely need a follow-up on this story.
Yeah.
I hope we get a follow-up.
Also says I'm a decade younger than you, Steve, and I know about the beast with two backs. I don't think this is an age thing. I just have never heard this because Taryn's younger than me.
Yeah. By many years. So youthful.
Wow. Okay. I think she's just salty. I think she's salty. We went to the game without her.
I am a little bit.
She's a little salty. Of course, when we were at the game, we did find this information out from one of the rockaholics.
I saw Taryn, and she was selling crack to a toddler at a forest school.
I mean, that is weird.
That is why I'm salty.
So
now my secret's out.
You're little pissy pants today, aren't you?
Did you ever have to bail on a date, or did you have a date that went sideways?
Well, back in my dating days, it was hard enough for me to have a date with somebody. So I would fulfill the date. Like I would continue, even if I thought there's a red flag, But you know what? I'll still get dinner. We'll still have a couple drinks or whatever, and then I'll go on my merry way and never contact this person again. The one that will forever stand in the back of my mind, I was talking with this girl, and somehow, I don't know how we got on the conversation, but she admitted that she liked to steal people's credit cards. Like people that she knew, like, you know, like exes and things along those lines. And like just willingly sharing, like, and then she would use their credit card to buy video game consoles for her kid and for her family's, you know, nephews, nieces.
Taking care of all the Christmas presents this year.
But by stealing somebody's, because I'm like, at the time I was like really attracted to her. I was like hoping that this would lead somewhere, but I was like, I can't bring her back to my place. Because like, what if we have some fun and then I fall asleep and next thing I know, she's off with my credit card. And how do you tactfully say, hold on a second, I'm going to go hide my credit card from you?
Also, what a weird thing to tell someone early on in a dating experience.
Yeah, I feel like she was hoping for like a high five out of the situation. I was just like, this is really strange. Like,
so no second date?
Never. No, never talk to that person again. I think she's in jail.
Probably.
Yeah.
Where she belongs. Rockaholics, we know that at some point you have had a ridiculous run-in with the law, one that you will never forget. Call us up now as we want to hear that story. Plus, your story will give you a chance at winning tickets to see AEW Dynamite in Everett at Angel of the Winds Arena. Call us up, 206-803-ROCK. We'll take your calls at 7:50.
The Daily Migs Show.
Looking for a job is lonely. Endless searching, phone calls that go nowhere, applications that vanish into thin air. What if you could link with dozens of local companies who are hiring right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, endless opportunities, and no fees ever for job seekers. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
You've probably heard about generative artificial intelligence, but are you vigilant to its exploitability? Generative AI is shaping society and transforming our daily lives. While we want to embrace the potential, we must also set the standards for responsible use and safeguard the future of our digital world. HackerOne employs over 2 million plus ethical hackers, 750 of them specializing in prompt hacking and other AI security and testing. The creative approach taken by a diverse pool of ethical hackers is the best way to discover vulnerabilities. When launching new AI deployments, let HackerOne's AI red teaming address the novel challenges of AI safety and security for your business. AI innovation can only be effective if models are tested for safety and security issues that could cause harm. Make sure your AI models and deployments can't be tricked into providing information beyond their intended use, and that security flaws can't be exploited to access confidential data or systems with HackerOne. Learn more about our AI red teaming today at hackerone.com/AI.
There are any number of reasons you might consider selling your home. That's where an agent who is a realtor comes in to navigate the process to sell your home in a way that's right for you. Because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
It's one thing falling in love with a house, and quite another navigating the world of negotiating, mortgage lenders, and finding the budget that works best for you. Guidance from an agent who's a realtor can make all the difference, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
At Metro, get an iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system for $99.99. Take amazing pictures and share them instantly. And don't put up with life's yada yada.
Yada yada.
Like photo bombers. Zoom, crop out,
Yada yada.
and bye.
You don't take yada yada in life, don't take yada yada from your wireless provider. Get iPhone 12 with 5G with no activation fees and nada yada yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile. Switch to Metro, bring your ID. This offer isn't available for customers currently at T-Mobile or that have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
What's up?
Well, it's what's down that's got my attention.
Oh?
You know, look at that long snake.
Snake? Oh, traffic. Those are cars.
I know they're cars. I'm being metaphorical. If I were a human, I'd ride that Bel Air airport or shuttle. Look at it. It gets you to SeaTac quickly. You can sleep, look out the window, be productive, and it's in the HOV. Hey, maybe it stands for heading on vacation.
Bel Air Airport or Shuttle with 8 round trips daily. Click airporter.com to book your trip today.
Now on the Daily Migs Show.
Damn. Some birds aren't meant to be caged. Yet, here we are, butt naked, eating soggy bologna sandwiches. Figure it's time to get busy living and get busy winning.
Let's play Cellmates.
Cellmates, where lawbreakers become game changers. This week we are playing for tickets to see AEW Dynamite at Angel of the Winds Arena on May 15th. Let's meet our cellmates. We have Jimmy in Seattle. You witnessed a man get arrested for what exactly?
Jimmy.
Yeah.
All right, tell us your story.
Hey, man. So, craziest thing I've witnessed, and I was right there, about 6 meters away. I witnessed a man with a bow and arrow on 2nd Avenue next to the park, or 3rd Avenue, shoot a pigeon off a fence.
Excuse me?
Yes, with a bow and arrow, shot a pigeon off a fence, stripped the meat, and got arrested, but they just left the bones on the sidewalk.
Oh, my gosh.
That's called city hunting, Taryn.
Urban hunting.
Coming soon to the Discovery Channel.
I was totally amazed. I didn't know how to feel. I was amazed. I wanted to, give him an award, but I was also scared because I didn't know if I was next.
Jimmy, I would be terrified. I'm with you. That is impressive. But also, that is like something out of a horror film.
Yeah, but he had all his equipment. He had safety glasses. He had gloves. He had a notepad and pen.
Oh, why didn't you tell us he was doing it safely? So, Jimmy,
they showed up, arrested him, and I think he was out the next day because I remember I walked down that same street and I just smelled something was cooking.
It was pigeon.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness! And so, did you have any interaction with the police officers? Were you just did they ask you?
They wanted a witness statement, but I didn't want to be next, so I didn't see nothing.
You're I saw nothing. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh,
Birds aren't
Jimmy.
real, man. Birds aren't real. Just start running.
Let's meet your cellmate. We've got Ryan in Federal Way. Ryan, tell us about this Mustang Club you were in.
So I was part of a group called Mustangs Northwest, and they're just a group. They're a little club, and yearly they would host regular huge car shows. So we were at the club, my parents and I, because we all had Mustangs at the time, and we just finished the meeting. We were heading home, and a dark gray Honda Civic flies by me on the freeway. And then about a minute later, a cop pulls me over, and then a whole bunch more cops show up behind him. And he gets my information, he runs it, comes back and says, okay, you're free to go. My bad, we pulled over the wrong car.
Were you freaking out, though, for a couple of seconds there?
I was trying to figure out what I did and why it warranted to have 4 police cars.
I'd be terrified, yeah.
Now I'm curious who they were looking for, what that guy did do.
Oh, I was curious if he had a cool nickname in the Mustang Club.
Did you have a nickname?
No.
Do you still have a Mustang?
No, not anymore.
Did they kick you out of the club when you...
The worst part about that is I couldn't afford the gas on it anymore.
Yeah.
And so I ended up trading it in for a more fuel-efficient car. Yeah. Not even a month goes by after that. Then I get to rent out of the old house for $500 a month.
Oh. So
I was so sad.
When you were a Mustang driver, what was your Mustang?
I had a 2010 Grabber Blue Mustang that I had done up to make it look like the 1970 Mach 1.
Oh, dang.
Did they all just stop talking to you after you got rid of your Mustang? Do you get kicked out of the club?
Well, I mean, no, you can still technically go, but it's...
Then you're a poser.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels more like you're just kind of there now, while everybody else gets to have the cool cars.
Because I remember when I was at a Jeep Wrangler and I was part of the Jeep Wrangler Club, and that we don't meet anything, but when you drive and see someone, you give them the wave. And when I got rid of the Wrangler, I still had it in my head to wave, and then I realized no one's waving at me anymore.
Aww.
I was like booted from the Jeep Wrangler Club. It was very sad. I'm still sad to this day.
Steve Migs, based on the severity of the crimes of our cellmates, who should go first in the game?
Both are great. I want to go with Jimmy because I still feel like that's the premise to a brand new Discovery Channel show.
Absolutely.
Urban hunting.
Urban pigeon hunting. All right, Jimmy, first question to you. Twins Josh and Jake and younger brother Sam Kishka are brothers from which rock band?
Rick and Roland?
No, that would be Greta Van Fleet. Josh and Jake are the older ones, and Sam is the younger one.
I would have not gotten that right.
We've got one for Ryan now. Ryan, you get this right, you win the tickets. You get it wrong, and the game is over. Or the game continues, excuse me. Which farm animal has the intelligence of a 3-year-old child and is a faster learner than dogs and primates?
I'm assuming a cow.
No, that would be the pig.
I believe Jimmy saw somebody once shoot a pig with a bow and arrow on 3rd Avenue, though.
Jimmy, back to you. This 8-time Olympic gold medalist from Jamaica is known as the fastest sprinter of all time.
Usain Bolt?
Correct. All right, Ryan, you must get this question right for the game to continue. In poker, which hand is better, a full house or 4 of a kind?
Oh, no, I don't know anything about poker. 4 of a kind?
You know enough to get by. All right, Jimmy, back to you. In The Matrix, did Neo take the blue pill or the red pill?
The red one.
That is also correct.
Look at this.
We got a battle
Crushing
royale. Ryan, you must get this question right for the game to continue. Which comedy movie features characters Seth and Evan trying to lose their virginity before graduation?
Oh, no. Oh, God, I know this. I don't know this. Pineapple Express.
Oh, great movie choice, though.
Great call out. But no, the answer is Superbad. We were just talking about that movie recently.
Because it's one of my all-time favorite films.
It's so funny.
Yes.
It's a great one. Well, congratulations to our boy Jimmy. You're going to see AEW Dynamite at Angel of the Winds Arena on May 15th.
There's a great pigeon meat restaurant that's right by there in Everett. I'll DM you.
Do you think does pigeon taste like chicken?
I have no idea.
Do you wrap it in bacon?
So I guess you've never had pigeon.
No.
I know people have.
Is that a thing?
Everything's a thing.
Didn't they call it squab or something?
Yes, I think you're right.
Yeah, like when you see it in restaurants, it's called squab.
Squab. All right. Is there a restaurant? When you see it in restaurants, I'm curious where these restaurants are.
And people like pigeon eggs. It's a popular delicacy in certain parts of the world, especially Asian countries.
Wow.
Down on 3rd Avenue, I hear. That's where they do it all.
Well, yesterday something happened that really pissed me off about my kid.
Uh-oh.
While on my dad's watch. So we need to get to the bottom of this. I'm going to confront my dad, the national treasure,
I'm sick of you.
after Joan Jett.
The Daily Mix Show.
Steve Migs, I know you, like me,
Yes.
are very grateful that the grandparents of our children are nearby.
Oh, it is a lifesaver. We've never had a babysitter. I mean, we have mother-in-law.
Mother-in-law.
Shout out to Ronell. But you know what I mean? Like, it's been so nice whenever we need to do stuff, which isn't very often where one of us can't be home with Tatum, but she steps up huge, and it's a lifesaver.
We would be in big trouble if we didn't have my mom and dad right down the street. And yesterday, Barrett was at my parents' house, and my sister's kids were also in town because they're on spring break. And something went down that my mom had to kind of confess to me over the phone. And then when my dad came,
I walked in earlier this morning, and you were pretty livid, and that's what you got. That's what you and Sarah were talking about.
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm starting to track.
So my mom had told me some cliff notes over the phone of what had happened between the nephew and my son Barrett when my dad went to check on them, and we've got my dad, the national treasure, on the phone because we want a little bit more detail about what exactly happened yesterday when the boys got into some trouble at your house. Oh, and we've got the Cougar fight song, of course. Hi, Dad.
Hey guys, how you doing?
So good. Go Cougs.
All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. What you want me to tell a story or what?
What mom told
Taryn's
me.
very mad at you, apparently. I don't know why, but she's apparently very mad at you.
When mom called, she said, I have to tell you what happened. There's a little bit of blood. Oh. She said there was a little bit of blood, just a tiny bit, like a whisper of blood. But what happened that led to my child having a little bit of blood on his hand?
Oh, it's one of those. What'd you do now, knuckleheads? You know, the two little turds. They get together, and I turned my head for 5 minutes. I'm in the front yard, they're in the backyard, and I've got my tool shed, and I let them go in there and get tools, and they bang away on wood and nails, and they got the t-ball stuff out playing baseball, and all of a sudden I'm looking over there, and Wyatt's standing there. Barrett's in house getting Band-Aids on something, and I want to say, what the heck happened over here? And I look at my truck canopy, which is leaning up against the tool shed, and there's no windows left in it. I'm going, what the... I'm looking at Wyatt. I'm going, what happened? He goes, well, Barrett did it. He blames it on Barrett, right?
Okay.
And I look down, and here's the plastic baseball bat, broken. And I'm going, how did this happen? Well, Barrett used it on the windows. And then there's little hammers. I had little hammers for him. The hammers are there. They had pounded out both sides of the windows on my canopy.
Wait, how old's Wyatt?
Wyatt just turned 6.
Okay, and he's timing out the 4-year-old?
Yeah, he's pointing the finger at him, and then I go talk to Barrett, and he's pointing the finger at Wyatt, and Wyatt helped. But I think it was Barrett had the largest involvement.
Not my son.
But shame on Wyatt. Wyatt's old enough to know to put his foot down and say, hey, Barrett, we can't do something like that.
Yeah, well, he's easily led, it looks like.
So here, you said you turned your head for 5 minutes. I'm just curious, how did you not hear the sound of breaking glass?
Well, that's a good question. I was in the front yard with the weed whacker.
Oh, that makes noise. That makes noise. Dude, I don't know about you.
Then your mother naturally says, you can't say anything. Don't yell at them. Da, da, da. And I'm going, what? There's consequences coming here.
What were the consequences?
Popsicles. Well, you know that nice new big backhoe toy thing we got him?
Oh, you mean the excavator toy?
The excavator.
Yeah.
That is off limits for a week.
Oh, no.
How did he handle that news?
Well, he hasn't seen it yet. I put it up on the mantle so he can just look at it.
I feel like he might say, he might.
That's Barrett's favorite toy. Now he can't have it for a week.
I feel like he might say this to you, National Treasure.
That's why I'm sick of you.
Well, Dad, once again, we could not raise our child without your ever-loving presence, guidance, and careful watch. So thank you for always being there for our boy.
Yeah. Just one last thing, though. Your mother, she said, when I went over there to take him home last night, she goes, you do not say anything to Taryn about this. She's under a lot of stress with that house. Blah, 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 blah. Don't say anything. So I don't. I get over there, and I don't say a word, and Taryn looks at me and goes, what did my son do to your canopy? I go, how did you know? You're not supposed to know. Rosalie already told me. So she had already ratted him out. But I couldn't say anything because she didn't want me to stress you out.
She gave me the Cliff Notes, but now we know all the details.
That is messed up. So I don't want you to stress out our daughter, but I will tell her and stress her out.
Yeah.
Well, Dad, I love you very
guys.
much. Go Cougs.
All right, go Cougs.
What did he refer to his grandchild as? A little turd.
A little turd. Yeah, both of them. Both of them
two
little
little
turds.
turds. Also, real quick, is that how you end every phone call? Dad, I love you. Go Cougs.
Go Cougs. You know it.
That's how I do it with my dad, too.
In our
I figured.
household,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
The series finale of Curb Your Enthusiasm happened over the weekend, and there are many that are very happy with the way that it ended, while others, of course, are pissed.
Angry.
Why? We're going to go straight to the comments at 8:20.
The Daily Migs Show.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Listen as Selenia tells us why she chose to vaccinate her daughter.
I definitely felt like the pros far outweighed the cons. The diseases that I am protecting my child against, they're still here. And at the end of the day, it's my job as a mother to keep my child safe.
Talk to your child's doctor and learn more at whyvaccines.com. Brought to you by Merck.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Curb Your Enthusiasm ended this past Sunday after 12 seasons. The final episode found Larry David on trial, in which witness after witness testified to his lifetime of selfish and antisocial behaviors.
Which sounds very familiar because it's a definite nod to the Seinfeld final episode. And it's a fun episode. I know we'll talk more about we'll give our review. Both Sarah and I watched it, but it's just like he gave water to people waiting in line to vote. It's a nod to what's going on, I guess, in Georgia. And he got arrested for that.
So many loved this episode, but of course some did not. And that means we had to go straight to the comments.
So, yes, we found a lot of comments and a lot of posts about this final episode. So we sent them to our production director, Jason, a.k.a. Veggie Dog, also known as VD. And we asked him to pull out some of his favorite comments and reenact them in whatever kind of voice that he wants, just to show the absurdity that happens on social media over the dumbest stuff. It's just a TV show, and people are losing their freaking mind all because of a television show. So let's go straight to the comments. Are you ready for the first comment, Taryn Daly?
I am so ready.
All right, here we are.
He's ending the show to spite us. All along, it was a spite series.
A lot of people believe that the way that they ended the show is almost like a middle finger to everyone who hated the Seinfeld episode. Which, they might not be wrong. It does sound like something that Larry David would do. Like, he's like, you know what, I'm going to make it right.
Last episode was as lame as the Seinfeld last episode. Kiss my ass, Jerry Seinfeld, and kiss my ass, Larry David.
Jerry's in the final episode.
Awesome.
It's freaking great. There's some good cameos. At least I think they're cameos. I haven't watched any episodes of Curb Your Enthusiasm in years.
And then you just watched the finale?
Yeah, I felt like I should.
Okay.
What a terrible season finale.
Okay.
Is that him doing his is that his Seinfeld voice?
Is Jason doing a Jerry Seinfeld impression? I'm in for it.
What a terrible season finale. I hate this show even though I've never watched an episode. I just wanted to comment to feel as cool as all of you losers needing to share an opinion with strangers. Go cancel your cable. Go outside and touch grass.
Not a bad impersonation.
And also not a bad take. It is funny when people are commenting on this because of the headline that they read. Because I saw one like the New York Times, and people are just making an opinion, and you can tell they've never watched an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm. Here's another comment.
South Park is better than this crap.
I'm going to agree to disagree on that.
I didn't know there was a competition going on, but knock yourself out.
I have successfully avoided this stupid show. Larry David looks like my creepy high school science teacher. Ew!
You know, come to think of it, he kind of reminds me of my old biology teacher.
You know what? He kind of reminds me of my creepy 7th grade science teacher.
It's the hair.
It's
the gray hair and the bald. And the bald.
It's a look.
It is a look. I don't know if it's a good look. Maybe I should try and rock it.
Do it.
I wish Larry David was my sugar daddy.
Yes.
Is that how you feel, Sarah?
Well, he's so rich.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he's so hot.
Oh, no.
Would you tap that for that kind of money?
Oh, yeah.
No shame in that game, Sarah.
Does George know this?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm a celebrity
Star
hopper.
effer. You're
Yeah, I'm a star
effer?
effer. There we go. Yeah.
I learned something new today during Straight to the Comments. And one more comment about Curb Your Enthusiasm's final episode.
The first 3 seasons were great. I hated the last 9 seasons. Glad it's over.
Why would you keep watching it if you hated it so much?
What is it? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results?
Well, on that note, though, I probably did watch very closely the first 3 or 4 seasons. Then I
Same.
kind of fell out of practice. But I should watch the final episode.
Well, it's funny because I was a fan of the first few seasons, and then they kind of like they didn't keep like a steady, consistent schedule as far as when they were putting these out. Sometimes it just came out randomly, and I just kind of lost interest and gave up on it. But I knew everybody was talking about the final episode, so curiosity got the better of me. And I did this with Breaking Bad. I watched one episode, and then went and watched the final episode, and then went back and watched all the other episodes because the final episode was that great. I have to say, I thought the final episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm was hilarious. Also, I'm a Seinfeld guy, so I remember it's a great nod to Seinfeld with the whole stand trial kind of a thing. But there were so many callbacks to this show. Honestly, Taryn, if you watch the first 3 seasons, which is kind of what I did, they brought back characters from those seasons where I was like, holy crap, I remember this episode. It was kind of fun to like see how people have gotten older, them address some of the funny episodes that I remember. Do you remember the episode where he's in a bathroom and he accidentally he was like a sprinkler all over the walls and got like the Jesus painting?
Yeah. Oh, yes. I do remember that one.
That showed up in this episode.
Oh, my gosh.
Which I thought was really freaking great.
Well, good for them for landing on all that creative spirit. But I'm sad that a lot of people seem to not be happy about it.
And so, Sarah, you watched it.
I did, yes. Oh, my husband and I watch it. I watch it every week.
Oh, so you're a Curb Your Enthusiasm fan?
Yes. Larry David is hysterical.
It's one of those shows that it's almost hard to watch because it's sometimes so cringy and so awkward and he's just so terrible, but you can't look away.
Yes. And I mean, I feel like a lot of us know that my father, I feel like, is very much like Larry. And unfortunately, I have a lot of my dad's tendencies. So I see a lot of myself in Larry. So I'm like, oh, wow, this is something I would say or do.
Oh, I
Kinda
love it so
cringy.
much.
So you interviewed George, your husband, and got a review from George.
I did, because we had differing opinions on the finale. Okay, babe, so we just got done watching the final episode ever of Curb Your Enthusiasm. What
Yes.
did you think?
I thought it was great.
You really thought that was great?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
but you probably didn't understand anything that was going on.
Not really.
So it was kind of like Seinfeld.
Wait, if you watch it every week, is he just taking a shot at your intelligence, or is he saying that you just don't pay attention to the show?
Well, probably both. But I didn't understand the whole trial. Like, I thought it was unnecessary. I thought it was just dragged on. I was like, why? And then I'm like, he's really going to jail? Why is he really going to jail? I
get it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was kind of like Seinfeld. The last episode of Seinfeld.
I heard that was a terrible last episode of Seinfeld.
So that's why they did this last episode of Curb how they did. Kind of like paid homage to Seinfeld, kind of set things straight, set things right, you know?
No, I was too busy watching The Better Show, which is Friends.
You mean the worst sitcom ever made?
Babe! No, Friends over Seinfeld all day, every day.
I can't. No, I can't. I'm with George on that one. Well, I don't think Friends sucks, but Friends is definitely...
So you'd pick Seinfeld over Friends?
Oh, easy.
George and I have this argument way too often. Way too often.
But I have to agree that I forgot how funny Larry David is.
Oh, yeah.
Laugh out loud funny.
Oh, yeah.
So many good moments.
So 2 of the members of this show have watched the season finale of Curb. And Steve, Migs, something happened during the episode that you wanted to have the Rockaholics help you out with. What is that?
If you watch the episode, you'll know what I'm talking about, but we'll get to it after we play a song. But if anyone who's a flight attendant or maybe is currently a flight attendant or was a flight attendant that just can answer a couple of silly questions, because there's a great scene in the beginning of the episode and it just got me thinking. So if you are a flight attendant or were a flight attendant or work in the airline industry, if you could call us at 206-803-ROCK, we have some questions for you.
All because of Curb Your Enthusiasm. Call us up now and we'll chat with you after Black Sabbath.
The Daily Migs Show.
If you were a flight attendant or you are currently a flight attendant, we have some important questions for you, all because of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yes.
206-803-ROCK, calling all flight attendants.
So
please give us a call.
There's a segment during the last episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm, which was cracking me up. They're on a plane going to the trial, and Larry David keeps getting crap from one of the flight attendants because, well, he left his phone on. And so if you didn't see it, if you missed it, here's what that sounded like.
Excuse me, sir.
Oh.
Someone let me know that your phone is still on. We need to put that on airplane mode or stow it away.
Who would do something like that?
I'm not going to disclose that, and your seatbelt's off.
But why won't you tell me?
Why would I tell you?
Because I'd like to know. There's a squealer on this plane. I'd like to know who it is. I'm not comfortable flying with a squealer.
Sir, you're not comfortable with a squealer, yet you're asking me to squeal?
That's a different kind of squealing.
It seems like very hypocritical.
I could see on its face that it does seem that way, but if you examine it, it's really not.
I'm not going to squeal on the squealer, okay? And let's keep that phone off.
Okay, sure. Here.
Thank you.
I got it.
Good job. Thank you.
Okay. You told her about my phone? Is that you? You think I did it? Everyone's a suspect. You think I'm a fucking snitch? I don't think you're above it.
Oh, it's like that?
Yeah, it's like that.
Why would I draw attention when I got my own phone on?
Your phone's on?
Yeah, my phone is on.
His phone's on.
His phone's on?
Check it out. Check it out.
Come on, really?
Look at his phone. Look at his phone.
You're squealing on someone now?
Yeah, he's endangering the rest of the passengers. He is.
Okay.
So this is the big question then.
I want to know, is it really that big of a deal if your phone is still on while you're flying? I mean, we get warned of this, but I'm not trying to sound like a rebel over here, but there have been times where I forgot to turn my phone off.
Steve!
And
Forgot?
Yes.
You didn't make a conscious effort to leave yours on?
Well, not like doing it like, screw the man, my phone's on. Sometimes I just fall asleep and my phone was just sitting in like the little pouch in front of your seat,
Before you even take off, you can fall asleep?
Oh, if I'm not flying with my wife, I'm out before we even take off. Easy.
Really?
Like if I don't, the only reason why with my wife, she'll wake me up. Like she doesn't like that I'm already asleep. Like that bothers her. She's like, wait, you can't sleep just yet. We haven't even taken off yet. I'm like, what does it matter? So there have been times where I'm like in the middle of the flight and I grab my phone. I'm like, oh crap, phone's still on and it's not even in airplane mode.
You are dangerous. I'm not sure. I don't know how dangerous that is. That's what we need to know.
That's why I'm curious. I don't know if you get in trouble if you tell us it's not a big deal or not, but that just seems so strange to me. Like, clearly, we're still here.
If we can get a flight attendant to give us a shout, 206-803-ROCK, this is a question we must find the answer to.
Maybe they're afraid to tell us so they could tell us anonymously via text.
They don't want to be the squealer.
They don't want to be the squealer. So are you very like militant about it? Like you make sure your phone's off.
And my seatbelt is on. It's securely fastened.
I buckle my seatbelt the minute I get on the plane because
then you're going to fall asleep.
Because if I fall asleep, I don't want them waking me up to tell me to fasten my seatbelt. That seems like just a waste of my time.
I was just picturing you sleeping so hard that they couldn't wake you up and had to put it on for you.
Whoa.
That has never happened, and that would really confuse me if I woke up and all of a sudden there's like a flight attendant hovering around my lap area. Like, no. Don't you see this wedding ring?
You pay extra for that in first class.
I don't know why, but for me, when I get in trouble by flight attendants, I get so nervous. Like, I hate it. Like, I like my seat back fully, my tray table up, my bag like shoved under, because the last thing I want to do is be called out by a flight attendant.
Are you afraid that they're going to like kick you off the plane?
Yes, or you're just around so many people that like you just feel shamed, because I'm like, okay, we have very simple things to do.
Oh yeah.
So I judge when other people don't do them, and then they get yelled at.
Someone just texted in from someone who worked in IT for airlines. It's not as bad anymore like it used to be. It did used to interfere with signals that were going to the plane. Another person says, I flew to Phoenix in November. They didn't even say anything about turning off your phone anymore. Maybe they've just given up on that.
I guess maybe it depends on the airline. I don't know.
Danny, are you like someone that's like making sure you're following the rules?
No, I'm a rebel. I keep mine on until we actually go. Then I usually put it in airplane. But we have Wi-Fi now, so at that point, it doesn't matter if I leave it on or off.
I do get fired up now with some of the airlines where it's like you could use their free Wi-Fi for texting.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know about you guys, but what do? I don't even have anything to text. I just make it a point to text some people to say, hey, I'm texting you from the phone. From the plane. Of course I'm texting from the phone, you idiot.
I'm up in the air.
I'm on the plane and I'm texting you right now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
As an old person, Steve, did you ever use the phone that they used to have on airplanes?
Huh?
Do you remember
my hearing's bad? I'm so old. I can't hear you.
I've always wanted, because I've seen it in movies. I've never actually seen a phone like that on the plane, but I noticed that they like had those in like some different movies where they would like be able to make calls from the plane.
The only reason I know that they have phones is usually they use it as like a PA system.
Right, like in the front. But they used to have them, I feel like in like some movies that I've seen, they used to have them like in the seats.
Oh, I don't even know.
I have no idea about that. I do remember. I don't remember flying when you could do it, but I remember my parents. Remember when the ashtrays were still on, like on the.
Oh yeah.
on the armrest, and when they used to fly, they could smoke.
Wasn't there like a smoking section on the airplane? But like at the end of the day, isn't it all kind of the same air?
It's so stupid. Yeah.
Smokers in the back. Do you? So, have you ever done this before? I don't know if anybody else does this. While you're waiting on the plane to land or whatever, while you're in the air, do you ever go through your photos? Like take an opportunity to go through your photos and like delete duplicates and all that?
Absolutely.
Have you ever accidentally had a naughty picture?
I don't have any naughty pictures on my
You
phone.
don't have any naughty pictures on your phone?
I have a picture of me on my phone on an airplane. I guess that's naughty, right? No. No, I don't have any dirty pictures of myself or my wife on my phone.
Okay.
So I know.
Now you're being shamed.
No. I'm like, maybe I'm the.
No, I bet I'm only one of four. I bet I'm one of four in this room that has no naughty pictures. The problem is I have like progress pictures on my phone. So
progress pictures.
From gym stuff.
What's progressing?
It's from the waist up, Taryn, you dirty bird. So I have those. So sometimes when I'm trying to find a picture, there's like a shirtless picture of me. I'm like, man, this is awkward. I'm trying to show like my boss something on my phone, and there's me just standing awkwardly in front of a mirror shirtless.
Well, because sometimes, if you're sitting in the middle seat or something, you kind of check out what everybody next to you is doing. And sometimes I'll try to figure out what book is she reading or whatever. What movie is that? But if you're looking through your pictures on the plane, you just be careful.
Yeah.
So what did you scroll by? What was it, a picture of you or Brad?
It's a picture of me that I had sent to Brad.
And you just kept it on your phone anyway?
Well, I forgot to delete it.
Oh.
You send it and then you're supposed to delete it, but I did delete it then.
Yeah.
But I was in the middle seat and I was like, oh no.
You should have airdropped it to everyone.
Oh
I love when people do that.
Take a look at this. I tried to airdrop a picture from last night to people around us, but no one's airdrop was available anymore.
Oh, you should have reminded me. I always forget to airdrop things like that.
I think now, the whole conversation, but I think nowadays, like, you have to re-enable it a bunch of times. Like, it always sets it back to just contacts only.
What were you trying to send people last night?
The picture of Danny with his finger with the cheese dip.
Oh gosh, no one wanted to see that.
I just thought it'd be funny if everyone in our section just got a picture of Danny with his finger in his mouth with cheese on it.
Also, are you droid shaming me? Can droid people do airdrops, or is that just an iPhone thing? Oh my God.
If you don't know what it is, you probably can't do it.
Yeah, you don't understand.
Oh man.
Sorry.
I lose again. Speaking of losing, how would you like to beat Steve? Nobody's doing it lately.
No.
His record is 88, 24, and 13 in 2024. 206-803-ROCK. We'll play Beat Migs at 8:50.
The Daily Migs Show.
A lot can happen between falling in love with a house and owning it. Having an advocate who can help you navigate negotiations, timelines, inspections, and more can make all the difference. That's what the expertise of a Realtor can do for you, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Here's why April chose to vaccinate her child.
I think actually meeting someone who was not vaccinated and now has a lifelong struggle with a childhood disease really cemented for me that it's super important that we as parents continue to vaccinate our children.
Talk to your pediatrician or visit yvaccines.com. Brought to you by Merck.
Why would dentists be interested in knowing more about the drugs that everyone's talking about these days?
Dental sound bites, created for dentists by dentists.
We know that we use drugs in dentistry that can alter blood glucose levels, right?
Listen now wherever you get your podcasts.
At Metro, get an iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system for $99.99. Take amazing pictures and share them instantly. And don't put up with life's yada yada.
Yada yada.
Like photo bombers. Zoom, crop out,
yada yada.
and bye.
You don't take yada yada in life, don't take yada yada from your wireless provider. Get iPhone 12 with 5G with no activation fees and nada yada yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile. Switch to Metro, bring your ID. This offer isn't available for customers currently at T-Mobile or that have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
I'm Sandra, and I'm just the professional your small business was looking for. But you didn't hire me because you didn't use LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn has professionals you can't find anywhere else, including those who aren't actively looking for a new job, but might be open to the perfect role, like me.
In a given month, over 70% of LinkedIn users don't visit other leading job sites. So if you're not looking on LinkedIn, you'll miss out on great candidates like Sandra. Start hiring professionals like a professional. Post your free job on linkedin.com/recommend today.
There are any number of reasons you might consider selling your home. That's where an agent who is a realtor comes in to navigate the process to sell your home in a way that's right for you. Because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
The Daily Migs Show presents the most popular radio game on this side of the speaker. Let's play Beat Migs. Beat Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa! Beat Migs, you're a loser.
Who's ready to beat Migs? I know Tom from Tacoma is. Tom, are you there?
I'm here.
I'm Sarah, your host, and it's time for you to get out of here, Steve.
Bye-bye.
For those playing at home, Tom has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you'll only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yes.
Which fruit is the primary ingredient in a pina colada?
Pineapple?
Correct. What is the name of the currency used in Japan?
Yen.
Yes. Country singer Morgan Wallen was recently arrested for throwing what piece of furniture off a rooftop?
Desk, a chair, a table.
Chair, yes. The Ballad of Songbird and Snakes is the prequel to what Jennifer Lawrence films?
No idea. Mockingbird, Hunger Games.
Yes. Once you pop, you can't stop is the slogan for what brand of chip?
Lay's.
No.
Pringles.
Yes. What singer has the hit songs Can't Hold Us and Thrift Shop?
Oh, no idea. Taylor Swift, Madonna.
No. The dance samba originated in what South American country?
Brazil. Argentina.
Yes, Brazil. Who voices the title character in the movie Megamind?
Oh, Kelsey Grammer?
No.
Pass.
How many total ribs are there in the typical human body?
7, 8, 9.
No. Tom, you got 6 correct. I kind of like how you played, though.
He was like rapid firing off the answers. I liked your style a lot, Tom.
Yeah, even if it was just guesses, at least he had 3 to go to really fast.
Yeah.
And some of them were correct.
He understood the ticking of the clock.
He sure did. I have a feeling Steve's still going to win, though.
I love the faith.
Oh. Steve, are you ready?
Oh, yeah. It's reluctant faith, but I still love the faith.
Very reluctant.
Yes.
Which fruit is the primary ingredient in a pina colada?
Pineapple.
Correct. What is the name of the currency used in Japan?
Would you have taken coconut as well?
No.
Okay, I'm just wondering. Yen?
Yes. Country singer Morgan Wallen was recently arrested for throwing what piece of furniture off a rooftop?
A chair.
Yup.
An idiot.
The Ballad of Songbird and Snakes is the prequel to what Jennifer Lawrence films?
Hunger Games.
Yes. Once you pop, you can't stop is the slogan for what brand of chip?
I'm going to go with potato chips.
No.
Pringles.
Yes.
Let's go.
What singer has the hit songs Can't Hold Us and Thrift Shop?
That'd be Macklemore.
You know it. The dance samba originated in what South American country?
Samba land.
No.
Spain?
No.
Argentina?
No. Who voices the title character in the movie Megamind?
Will Ferrell.
Yes. How many total ribs are there in the typical human body?
6.
No.
9.
No.
12.
No. What is the capital of Ireland?
Ireland City.
No.
Kathy?
No. Oh. You're going to be so mad when you find out the answer.
Dublin.
There we go. It is Dublin. But it doesn't matter because you got 7 correct, which is a win, barely 7-6. So close, Tom.
Oh, well.
Oh, well, is right.
Real quick, though. You said, would you have also accepted coconut? Is a coconut a nut, not a fruit? Or is it a different kind of
Yeah, I don't
species? What is a coconut?
I don't think it's a fruit.
It's not a fruit?
I don't know.
Well,
I'm confused because it's got nut in the name.
But it grows on trees.
Yeah, but I mean,
don't all nuts grow on trees?
Why are you asking us these questions?
Do all fruits grow on trees, though?
No.
Why?
Oh my God. No.
We're idiots.
Coconut is a fruit.
Well, mind
It
you,
is a fruit?
Yeah.
I thought it was. I mean, it just felt like it would be a fruit.
Coconut
Why
is
they
a
put
fruit.
nut in there?
Not a nut.
Why would you consider the coconut as part of the nut family? Like almonds and cashews and peanuts?
It says nut in the name.
Well, I mean, that doesn't matter.
Well, then isn't technically like a peanut not a nut? It's a legume.
I don't have enough marijuana on my system because I have zero marijuana in my system to handle this conversation.
Wow, so maybe the answer would have been pineapple or coconut. Maybe.
Yeah.
Wow, Steve, look at you. So smart over there.
In all fairness, I'm not very bright when it comes to that stuff because my daughter asked me yesterday what's my favorite vegetable, and I said apple. And she looked at me like I was the biggest moron. And I realized rather quickly that was not the right answer.
She's smarter than you already.
She already is. She's like, Dad, that's not a vegetable. That's a fruit. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need sleep.
One that you got incorrect, that Tom got correct. The samba is originated from Brazil.
Brazil.
And then how many total ribs are there in a typical human body?
8?
No. You said 12.
14.
24.
Oh.
You got to double the
12 on each side?
Yeah, that's a lot of ribs, isn't it?
Danny's like, enough with this nonsense.
Yeah.
You both, though, 14. So confident.
I started like touching myself and counting.
I know.
1, 2, 3.
Carry the 1.
Yeah, there's 24 ribs. So congratulations, Steve.
Yeah. Wonderful work. Wonderful work. There's been a lot of debate about whether Beyonce's new country record is really country. But what would it sound like if the late, great country music legend Hank Williams sang her song? Well, thanks to artificial intelligence, we now know, and you're going to hear it after the Beastie Boys.
The Daily Migs Show.
There is a brilliant YouTube page called There I Ruined It.
We love them.
And they made an AI version of Beyonce's Texas Hold'em in the style of Hank Williams, and it actually sounds pretty good. So if you don't know the Beyonce song, here is a sample of it.
This ain't Texas, ain't no Hold'em, so lay our cards down, 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 down. So pocket Lexus.
This album's selling a lot of records. It's streaming a lot. And apparently I just read she became the first black female to top the country music charts.
Wow.
That just happened yesterday, I guess.
The new album is what called Country
Cowboy
Carter.
Cowboy Carter.
It's a little toe tapper there, yeah.
It is a toe tapper. I like to tap my toe quickly to the stereo to turn it off.
So the YouTube page is called There I Ruined It. Would you consider it more to be There I Fixed It?
In this situation, yes. This is so crazy with artificial intelligence. How they're... Because just a few months ago when they would do these things with artificial intelligence, like you could almost hear the robotic voice. You're like, yeah, it kind of sounds like whoever they're trying to make it sound like. But it's gotten so much cleaner in just a few months.
This is the AI Hank Williams version of the Beyonce song.
Well, this ain't Texas. Ain't no Hold'em.
It sounds just like him.
Lay your cards down, 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 down.
I would listen to this.
I still wouldn't, but I know like my family members that love country music would probably be listening to this like outside in the backyard, barbecuing.
And I'll be damned if I can't slow dance with you. Come pour some sugar on me, honey, too. It's a real life boogie and a real life hoedown. Don't be a come and take it to the floor. I'll be damned if I can't slow dance.
What's the word they bleeped out?
I think bitch. Oh, you got people clapping. There I Ruined It does a good job with these things.
Come and take it to the floor now.
Hank Williams! That was brilliant.
Sounds really good.
AI is freaking me out, man. These robots. You are listening to the Daily Migs Show. Give us a follow on social media at Daily Migs. Have you seen the trailer for the Joker sequel that just came out?
I saw it this morning. Have you seen the Joker?
Yes.
The really sad one.
Yes.
Yeah, like the heavy.
It's a lot.
Yeah, even the trailer has like a warning, like, hey, if you're dealing with some stuff, maybe you don't want to watch this. I think because it just triggers some stuff.
Sure.
I've never seen the Joker.
Okay.
I know it's great. This is going to be a dumb reason why, but I've decided not to watch it to troll one person, and only one person. A listener of the show, great dude, Caesar. For years, he's been asking me to watch this movie. He loves this movie. And I don't know why, but I just feel like trolling the guy. And I'm like, I'm never going to watch it. And so still to this day, even though there have been times where I'm like, it might be kind of fun to watch, I refuse to watch it because I feel like then I've killed the joke on one person.
So would you watch the sequel to Troll on the Next Level?
I'm about that. I don't know, though. I've been hearing that this is a musical. What? Yes. Isn't that strange?
Yeah. We know Joaquin Phoenix can sing.
And you know who Harley Quinn is? Did you see the trailer?
Lady Gaga.
Yes.
Lady Gaga.
Oh,
Lady Gaga.
Thank you for letting me know.
Gaga.
Yes. So, I mean, you got the right person. I mean, she can sing, so.
Yeah.
Last I heard. Yeah, it's called a jukebox musical. Have you heard of this? No. I don't know if that means like it's just going to be nonstop song and dance, or it's just like music is a big part of the movie. Like it just kind of like weaves you in and out of the story, maybe.
Yeah, some nice film scores, if you will.
Yeah. I would never think that movie needed music, though. It seems like a strange movie to make a musical.
But that might make it even more twisted, because I don't think it's going to be like happy show tunes.
Yeah, they're going to be like killing people and stuff.
Well, in the trailer, it even has like them dancing, and like this part's like what. Now, the Joker was the movie that kind of had that cool version of Nirvana's Something in the Way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can maybe.
Oh, no, it wasn't. That was Batman.
That was Batman.
Good call.
Yeah, that was just
Thanks,
Batman.
Danny. Thank you for fact-checking.
Yeah. Yes. Because that's like a dark version of that song right there. I don't know. I'm kind of curious.
Well, the movie will come out on October 4th, and we'll know all about it then.
Oh, great. The day after my birthday.
You're going to be hungover.
I will not be doing that on my birthday or on the day after my birthday. You're absolutely right. I will be hungover from Weezer at Climate Pledge Arena.
Well, I'm
What kind of giggle is that?
I'm just thinking about our fun birthday party that we're having. An unofficial birthday party.
So jukebox musical is it like features already well-known songs. So it's not like original to the movie. So like Jersey Boys, since it was based off the music of Frankie Valli, that's considered a jukebox musical because they use the songs from Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons.
So the songs are kind of prominent, but they're not going to like bust into like a ha-ta-ta-cha kind of thing.
I mean, I don't think so. I think it's going to be more of like they're interspersed throughout the movie, and like they're going to be like
interesting.
They'll probably do like a Lady Gaga, I would imagine, since she's in it.
Oh, so yeah, jukebox musical is also a movie like Grease.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, you should definitely not watch the first one and just watch the sequel.
Just to piss off Caesar. Yeah. Especially if Caesar doesn't like the second one, and then I just constantly message him about how awesome it is.
Do it. We know that you are a massive music fan, but could you name a song after only hearing 1 second of the chorus? Prove it. And if you do, you could win tickets to attend a Pearl Jam listening party before the record even comes out. 206-803-ROCK. We will play Hook or Shook at 9:20.
The Daily Migs Show.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Man, that sunset is gorgeous.
Grill, patio, sunset. Hard to get better than that. Unless you're browsing Carvana's inventory while you soak it all in.
Oh, burger time.
So sit back, get comfortable. Carvana's got thousands of cars under $20,000 just waiting for you.
I could stay here forever.
Carvana, where car buying meets comfort, meets convenience. Download the app or visit Carvana.com today.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
The Daily Migs Show presents the Extreme Music Showdown. Let's play Hook or Shook. Please sign this waiver before we continue. Thank you. We'll drop a 1-second snippet of the hook of a song. If you can't name the song, watch out. You're gonna get shook.
Time to play Hook or Shook, where all week long we will be playing for tickets to experience Pearl Jam's Dark Matter in the Dark.
That's going to be a fun listening party. Hear the album before anyone else can.
Yes, it's happening April 16th, 3 days before the album comes out at Regal Meridian 16 in Seattle, a global theatrical experience. This morning, our contestant is Jason in Kent. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning.
So you must get both songs right to win the prize. The first one, you'll be on your own. The second one, this is where you can get shook as a member of our show at random, has to get it right for you. And if not, you will lose. Caller 9 will get the prize instead. So let's see who you're playing with. Me, Migs, or Sarah.
Last few times landed on me. Oh, it's passing me. Is it on Taryn? It is on
baby.
Taryn. T-Dog.
All right, Jason, are we going to do this?
We're going to try our best.
All right, are you ready for your first clip?
I am.
Easy.
Again, please. I have no idea.
Do you need a hint?
I don't know if Taryn can give him the hint.
Is it
bite my eye, bite my lips, close my eyes. I just can't think of the song name.
Do you know the name of the artist?
I don't.
Let's start with the artist, Taryn.
Well, okay, so the artist is...
Do you not know the artist?
I do.
I don't know why I was getting so offended by that.
The artist is a trio that Danny V really likes, but not Blink-182.
This is the worst.
And they have a
Hint.
color in their name.
There we go.
There you go.
Come on, Jason, you got this.
I don't.
To make that color, you would mix yellow and blue.
Green Day.
Okay, I knew he had that. I knew he had it.
No, I think I know the song.
Okay. Oh, I know the song.
Is it a city?
Yeah.
It's a city in Washington.
He's not going to get it. And it's not.
What's that?
It's a city in Washington opposite of short.
Opposite of sword.
What would be the opposite of short?
Tall.
Oh.
You could do a rhymes with.
Okay, so the city that it's near, it's near Kelso.
I think this game is fun for me just to watch you try and give out a hint.
These are good hints.
Are they? If they were, he'd already have won.
Okay, so opposite of short, but not tall, maybe the other way.
Long.
Yes?
Wow.
And if you were peeking through binoculars, you would be checking out the...
View, long view.
I can't believe we got there. If you said, Steve, how much money you want to bet we're going to get there, I would not bet. I would not bet. That is awesome. Nice job, Jason. You didn't need anybody. You didn't need anyone's help. I knew you had that.
I needed everyone's help.
All right, Taryn, are you ready?
I think so. Oh, let's hear it again just for good measure. That would be Tonight by Smashing Pumpkins.
Nice.
See, Jason, this game is easy.
I do love the text that just came in. Longview, mother effer.
I was given good hints. It just took us a minute to get there, Jason. But congratulations. You're going to go see Pearl Jam's Dark Matter in the Dark. April 16th.
Awesome.
That's coming right up, man.
So, thank you so much.
Have a great one, Jason. You rock. I do love everyone's texting. Rhymes with schlong shaloo. Rhymes with schlong.
I was thinking rhymes with dong.
Dong as well.
You would.
Yeah. Damn, mine's in the gutter over there.
It's true.
That was
Rockaholics, have we talked about something this morning that you would like to talk about? Now would be a great time to give us a call. 206-803-ROCK. We will check in with the Rockaholics after Nirvana.
The Daily Migs Show.
Rockaholics, all morning we have received your text messages and your phone calls. We haven't quite had a chance to get to everyone yet, but now is the time. We are checking in with the Rockaholics, brought to you by the Law Tigers.
Nice.
So we want to talk to you. Give us a call, 206-803-ROCK, and let's chat about anything we hit on this morning or anything that's on your mind.
I do love this text that came in. Guys, for real, are you having a party at Chuck E. Cheese, or is that just one big joke? If you are, I'll totally be there.
Good news, we are.
That's right. What is it? April 20th. Not this Saturday, but next Saturday, we're going to be at the Chuck E. Cheese in Tacoma.
Yes.
And this is all because of a lovely lady by the name of Bree. We got to give Bree a shout out. She's the manager at the Chuck E. Cheese. And I did find a clip of the time when we were talking about this. And she called in to say, hey, yeah, I'll do it. And here's a little clip from Brianna basically setting this all up many months ago. And it's finally coming to fruition on Saturday, April 20th.
Brianna, but you guys can call me Bree.
Bree in Tacoma, you're a manager at a Chuck E. Cheese?
I am. I'm heading to work right now.
Yes! How do we make this party happen, Brianna?
Let me talk to my GM today, because he's there this morning, too. I can give you guys a call back. I can text you. I can do something, and we can make it happen.
Oh, this is awesome.
Do you still have the robot?
The animatronic
we
guys?
got rid of all of them.
So what do you guys got? You got like a mascot outfit?
We do have Chucky that comes out and visits the kids.
Is there any way I could wear the mascot costume for a couple minutes at least?
Maybe.
I don't think it's going to happen, but Chuck E. Cheese will be there. I have gotten confirmation that Chuck E. Cheese will be hanging out with us as well.
That is the best news ever.
Kurt just texted and also said, can't wait for the party at Chuck E. Cheese in Tacoma. I'm going to be there. My first job was as Chucky. Back when I was 16, my girlfriend was actually the manager at the time, and we used to open it up for parties for our friends there in the after hours.
Ooh.
Oh, an after hours Chuck E. Cheese party. Maybe we shouldn't have done 3 to 5. Maybe we should have done
closing time.
Midnight to 5 a.m.
Oh, boy. A rave.
And apparently also their daughter was conceived in the ball crawl.
What?
No.
That's what this guy said, yeah.
Oh, boy.
90s were a great time.
I wonder how sweaty you get in that costume.
In the Chuck E. Cheese costume?
Yeah.
Oh, I bet. I don't know. Maybe they have like little fans in there, but I'd imagine pretty sweaty.
Yeah.
But yeah, come hang out with us. It's going to be happening April 20th. It's going to happen over at the Tacoma location, the Chuck E. Cheese, from 3 to 5. More information is at KISW. It's a real, just informal, fun get-together. This is a completely ridiculous idea that just happened thanks to Bree and the rest of the folks over at Chuck E. Cheese. So bring your kids, come hang out, and let's play games.
Steve Migs, have you ever dressed up as a mascot other than Bert.
Or
Ernie? You were Bert?
I was Bert from Bert and Ernie.
Have you ever dressed up as a mascot other than that?
For like an actual mascot costume event? No, I wish. Oh. I've always wanted to be the pancake at IHOP.
Oh my gosh, yes.
We could probably make these dreams of yours come true.
Are you sure? Because I kind of wanted to be Chuck E. Cheese, and I don't think that part's happening.
You know what? We haven't even had the party yet.
So what are you saying? We should kidnap the actual Chuck E. Cheese?
Wrestle him out of that costume, and then you come back out. I did when I worked at the Everett Aqua Sox. I did have the esteemed pleasure of dressing up as Webley a few times.
Okay.
Webley is the frog.
Yeah,
but I'm only 5'5", and I might have even been a little bit shorter at that time. A lot of those mascot costumes are not meant for people at 5'5".
What are they meant for?
Maybe somebody closer to your height. Not
Really?
even joking. Like somebody at least closer to 6 feet tall.
I've always thought they were meant more for like smaller people. Like I go to Disney. I mean, granted, those are not mascots, but they're costume characters. And I'm convinced that all the mascots or the costume like Disney characters are just small girls.
Yeah, for certain cast members, you only have to be below it. Like Mickey Mouse, blow your mind, is played by a woman mostly because there's not enough short dudes.
Wow. I have a friend that was...
Goofy and Aladdin and I think Tigger are the three that are the...
Oh, I'm
that would be
positive Tigger was a
taller.
guy.
Yeah.
Tigger was definitely a guy because he was macking on my woman.
Yes.
Was he really?
Yes.
Do you got beef with Tigger now?
I every time I see a Tigger, I want to punch him. And it's not. Obviously, it's a different person every time.
But he's bouncy, trouncy, flouncy, pouncy, full
He
of
was a
fun,
little
fun,
too.
fun.
He was a little too huggy with the wifey, if you ask me.
Too pouncy.
Well, he tried to be pouncy. That didn't happen because Daddy over here was going to pounce him. I don't know why I call myself Daddy.
Late night daddy?
Late night daddy was ready to fight.
Is that the only time you go by daddy? Is just late night daddy?
Just late night daddy. Yeah, after midnight. I don't know.
So we can't.
Anyone else have ever been a mascot? Sarah, no.
I was once when I used to work at the Wolf, our little sister station. I used to go to the Puyallup Fair.
Wait, you dressed as the Wolf?
Yeah, and I had to be the Wolf for the Wolf.
How tall are you?
5'5". We're like
How
the same.
did it fit?
Not very well, and it was horrible.
Yeah,
I gotta imagine that
horrible.
thing stunk.
So bad, and it was so hot out already, so you're already sweaty, and then you have that thing, and there was like no ventilation.
No.
Some of them I hear now have like fans, or something.
yeah.
That one did not.
The Webley costume also did not have fans.
Ugh.
Danny, have you been a mascot?
I have.
Oh man, I'm the only one that hasn't.
The Magic Bunny at my old radio station in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It was Magic FM. And yeah, they had this like bunny costume. And it was the most rank thing I've ever been in my entire life. And I was like, never again.
For the longest time, I was trying to track down the KSW duck.
Yeah, I'm so glad you brought that up.
I loved the duck. It was maybe like a couple of years. I don't even think it was around very much. But
No.
and I remember Kathy Faulkner. She sent me like pictures of the duck. It was a stupid looking duck, like a goofy looking duck that was the KSW mascot, which I still don't understand the connection.
If we get to bring it back, I think that should be your first mascot experience.
I would love that. It's either that or the IHOP pancake.
I can't even picture what does it have like? Is it like legs with like
It's just
pancakes?
a giant
on
ass
top?
pancake.
I was picturing like a stack of pancakes.
No, it's just one big pancake with eyes.
Now I feel dumb. What I was.
Yeah, there it is, right there. I've gotten pictures with it.
It's so cute.
Okay, what about those Ivar's clams? Or like oysters? Or
You want to
whatever
be a
those are.
clam?
Aren't they like little? Isn't it like a little clam costume?
That's deja vu. different clams.
Totally different. Totally different.
Someone texted in at 206-803-ROCK, had a big question for us. I'm curious what people say. When you're at Costco, do you use the self-checkout or do you go up to somebody to ring it up?
Well, first of all, you guys know that I'm the most anxious person at any grocery store, so Costco just elevates it that much more.
There's a lot of people.
A lot of people and a lot of stuff.
And even if there's not a lot of people, we're like, oh, it's pretty quiet in there. For some reason, the lines are still ridiculous.
So we went to Costco yesterday, actually, and I didn't have a panic attack, probably because my husband was there to help me breathe through it. But we did use the self-check. But he did it all. I just stood there like paralyzed. I get so anxious.
Why?
I don't know. Like I'm not going fast enough. People are judging me.
Nobody's even looking at you.
Nobody was looking at me.
No.
But I always feel like I'm in somebody's way or something.
Yeah, we always go straight to the self-checkout. I love the self-checkout at Costco because we never have like a crap ton of stuff because we live close to one. So we're not like going there and trying to get like everything in case the world comes to an end. So we don't have to wait in one of those long lines because we have we have like maybe 6 or 7 items. So it's pretty quick to go right through.
I despise with a passion the self-checkout anywhere. Costco, regular grocery store, I hate it.
Is this like because you don't want people losing their jobs or you're just being weird?
I'm just being weird.
Okay.
No, people can lose their jobs. I don't care. I just feel like every time... Sorry, was that rude? I swear, every time, even if I just have one thing or if I...
lose their minds, I don't care, was just said by you. Earlier you said that you're a star effer, and now
Yeah.
you're saying...
I feel like everyone's a star effer really quick. They just don't want to admit it. At least I admit it. But no, if I have one item or 20 items, I swear, whatever I ring up, it's like the flight attendant is being called. And then I just have to wait. Or not the flight attendant, the store attendant.
Sir, are you okay today?
No,
None of us got sleep because of the Kraken game last night.
That's not a good excuse.
I have such because then you have to wait for them to come, or if you like are getting alcohol, then you have to wait for them to show your ID. Like,
well, if you're buying alcohol, of course they're going to have to come check your ID.
well, I know, but there's like the QFC that I go to. There's like 8 of them. There's 8 self-checkout. So it takes a very long time for them to come check my ID or for them to realize like I rung something up wrong. Or for some reason, there's always an issue when I do it.
Well, maybe it's a user error because I never have any problems with
You
it.
never have a problem?
And if I'm buying alcohol, I go through a line so that because I know I'm going to have my ID checked. So I'm not going to go through self-checkout because I don't want to waste my time.
Oh man, George loves it. Well, no matter how many groceries we have, we'll self-check out himself. And I just stand there impatient.
Wait, so if you have over 10 groceries, like 10 items, you'll still go in self-checkout?
He will.
Is that supposed to be the etiquette? Is that you don't do self-check if you have more than 10 items?
I don't know if it's an etiquette or not. It's my etiquette.
No, George just doesn't want to talk to anyone.
I cringe when I see somebody that has like a giant cart and they're doing it by themselves. I'm like, you are wasting so much of all of our times, including your own.
How do you know they don't bag groceries at their job?
I don't know. I didn't ask them for any kind of information. You're right. I didn't check their Facebook to see what they do. My bad.
That's the
Maybe
flex
they're
George
really good.
has, though, is because he's like, I used to be a bagger babe. I got this.
Oh,
No, you don't.
So he does have experience.
Yes, he does.
Well, then I would trust him to do it every time.
Ah.
I don't know if you guys saw this, but Conan O'Brien returned to The Tonight Show for the first time since getting fired 14 years ago. How did it go? You're going to hear what happened at 9:50.
The Daily Migs Show.
Conan O'Brien returned to The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon for the first time since being replaced by Jay Leno many moons ago.
14 years ago.
14 years ago, 2010.
Right, he was the host for like a minute, and then he got taken off again because Jay Leno decided he wanted to come back. Or the brass wanted Jay Leno to come back, depending on the story you want to hear.
This is the clip where Conan talks about how weird it was to return.
I haven't been on this floor.
Yeah, what was it like?
In forever.
Did
And
flashbacks happen? Did you?
You have strange memories of. I mean, I was here for 16 years doing the late night show before we went out to L.A. and right across the hall, and all these memories came flooding back to me. And the first thing that will hit you, and it will hit you too, because one day you'll have this show as long as you want it, but when you're 98, you'll move on, and someone else will be in this studio.
Yeah.
When someone else is in your studio, it feels weird. So I walked in and I said, "Who's in my old studio?" And they said, "Kelly Clarkson."
Yeah.
And I love Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love Kelly Clarkson? But still, I felt like, it's not right! They should have burned it to the ground!
In this next clip, Conan O'Brien says that he is happy for Jimmy Fallon.
I have to say, I'm just very happy for you. I've had the honor of meeting every Tonight Show host, going back to Steve Allen, and I think what you've done with this show is beautiful. You made it your own. You've done so much great quality work, and I couldn't be happier for you. You know, I really am thrilled for you, and you deserve all good things.
Thank you, buddy.
I want to say that.
You raised the bar. You raised the bar. Made me work hard. Conan O'Brien, everybody.
It would have been funny. Like I make it a point to meet all the hosts, and I met them all, and I love them except for that ass Jay Leno, and just went and cut a promo on Jay Leno. That would have been great.
Oh, yeah.
Who's I'm curious for you guys. Like, who's your late night talk show host? Everyone's got their one.
So
the one that you grew up on, or the one that you just obsessively watch?
I would just say that I kind of grew up in a Jay Leno household. So we were very much a Jay Leno family. And also my dad resembles Jay Leno. He gets it all the time.
Is it the jawline?
It's the jawline. It's the
hair.
Salt and pepper hair. It's a little bit of everything.
The love of cars. The love of taking jobs away from people.
Oh, my God. So we just kind of were a Leno household. But Letterman, really, honestly, I think was the funniest. I always thought
Letterman was my guy.
Yeah,
definitely. If I had to pick one host that, like, if I get like in the perfect world, in his prime, even before his prime, I was a fan of Letterman when he was like he wasn't doing the late show. It was like the late show or late night with David Letterman when he was on after Johnny Carson or whatever it was. I was a kid, and I just thought this guy is just out there. And he was my favorite with that, and I still love his interviews, even like his Netflix show. I just think there's just something very like sarcastic and interesting about that guy all the time.
Totally.
All right, Danny.
Jay Leno as well.
Jay Leno.
Yeah, my mom loved Jay Leno. And so growing up, I never watched late night TV at all whatsoever. I always thought it was really dumb. And so but she started watching Jay Leno for some reason. And it was like a reason for me to stay up late. And it was always, I just thought his humor was hilarious. And I was like, so I was actually really stoked when he came back. And then I started watching Conan, like when he did like the, his YouTube shows. And I was like, oh, I missed out on Conan.
Conan was great, especially when he was first starting and he was just doing some like edgy stuff. He was catering to like a lot of college age kids.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot Arsenio Hall. I was also a big Arsenio Hall fan.
Oh, he was great.
He had like the cool bands. He had Radiohead on, and I always thought that was awesome. And he would have wrestlers on, like Macho Man Randy Savage, and I thought that was badass.
Yes.
All right, Sarah.
I rarely actually watch late night talk shows, but my ex-boyfriend's father always watched Chelsea Handler. So I saw like clips and stuff.
Chelsea lately.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, she's pretty funny. But I'm more into like, I don't know if it counts, but Andy Cohen, the Bravo reality. He has like a late night. Don't look at me like that, Steve. He is like kind of a late night talk show.
You know what I have in common with him? He's a huge Grateful Dead fan.
Is
True
he?
story.
He never
True
talks
story.
about that.
He wouldn't. That's
smart.
not for the audience.
Some people are smart and they never bring up that fandom. Other people are named Taryn Daly.
An iconic guitar player. An iconic guitar played by one of the biggest rock bands that ties right into this station has been stolen. We're going to tell you about it during the Daily Migs download after Weezer.
The The Daly Migs Show. Knowledge is power. So give us 5-ish minutes, and we'll give you, some interesting stuff you can talk about at work. This is the Daily Migs Download.
AKA the DMD.
Here's your daily dose of doings happening in the world.
Ryan Castle is here with us and apparently got the wear a black t-shirt into the studio like everyone else memo.
As opposed to every other day when I wear pastels. Only on Easter.
Hey, the DMD is brought to you by Palace Law. And also, hey, today is National Hug Your Dog Day, so make sure you give a hug to your pups.
Oh, yeah.
That's every day.
I spent the morning with Lola on the couch. There were many hugs.
That's all we do.
Yeah.
Oh, man, cracking game last night. 3 of the 4 of us went, and what a game to go to. Yeah, the season's done, but it was nice to see them just dominate 5-0 over the Arizona Coyotes. Phil Grubauer, 39 saves, 39 shots, a big shutout for him. But more importantly, it was fun to see Shane Wright continue to play well since he's been called up from Coachella. Scored a goal 68 seconds into the game. 4 goals in 4 games since being called up from the AHL.
I think it's because you guys were there.
It's because we're there. And we met some rockaholics, and we talked to one rockaholic, and he told us this. He met Taryn Daly, and he learned this about Taryn Daly, and we asked him about it.
I saw Taryn, and she was selling crack to a toddler at a forced school.
Isn't that crazy?
I'm not surprised.
The secret's out, Ryan Castle.
I'm just disappointed she's never sold me crack.
You're not a toddler.
As the Kraken season comes to a close, the Mariners season is just getting started. But that said, the Toronto Blue Jays defeated our Seattle Mariners 5-3. Despite Mitch Haniger and Dominic Canzone's home runs for the Mariners, starter George Kirby really struggled, allowed 5 runs in 4 innings. The series finale is set with Logan Gilbert pitching for our Mariners.
Let's go, Mariners. Come on, turn this crap around already.
It's a long season, guys. It's a long season. Maybe.
It's getting longer.
Maybe.
It's getting very long. Hey, I know earlier we talked about the fact that Missy Elliott just announced she's doing her first ever headlining tour coming to Seattle at Climate Pledge Arena on July 6th. But more importantly, just announced Aerosmith coming back.
Finally.
Right? It's their Peace Out tour. I guess they're done after this. Or at least they say they are.
I think they did like 3 or 4 dates of it originally, and then Steven Tyler messed up his throat, and then they had to park it for like a year and a half.
Well, they're coming back. They're going to be at Climate Pledge Arena on November 24th. The Black Crowes will be opening for them. That's going to be a fun show.
Yeah, very
good
exciting.
rock and roll show, and tickets go on sale this morning at 10 a.m.
Well, this is some bummer news from the world of rock. We learned that Jerry Cantrell's original Blue Dress G&L guitar was believed to have been stolen from his car this past weekend. Maybe in the LA area, San Bernardino area, there is a reward being offered for any information that will lead to its recovery. If you head to Jerry's Instagram page, his handle is @Jerry Cantrell. You can find more info there.
This is the OG Alice in Chains guitar with the KISW stickers on it. Like everyone, if you know Alice in Chains, you know that guitar.
And if you ever listen to Alice in Chains, most of the songs you've heard in their earlier stuff was written on that guitar. What a crappy thing.
That's a tragedy. I hope he gets it back.
We were talking during the break. I was like, you got to hope, though, whoever stole it went straight to a pawn shop. And I mean, this is a very recognizable guitar.
Who's going to see that guitar and not go, oh, God, that's Jerry Cantrell's guitar?
Yeah, hope somebody
if you know anything about guitars or music.
So fingers crossed he gets it back. And this is exciting news for the world of women's basketball, women's college basketball. It's definitely the Caitlin Clark impact. For the first time ever in March Madness history, more people watched the women's finals than the men's.
I'm in that club.
4 million more.
Yeah, I'm in that club. Miles and I got together and day drank on Sunday and watched the game. Did not watch the game on Monday.
The game drew 18.9 million viewers as opposed to 14.8 million for the men's final. Again, a lot of that had to do with just the superstar power of Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, it was a great game, too.
As far as weather, we got a high of 59. It's going to be cloudy. The DMD is brought to you by Jersey Mike's, a sub above, and that's what's up.
Ryan Castle is up next with the Morning 12 Pack.
Yes, the Daily Migs Show.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Metro, get an iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system for $99.99. Take amazing pictures and share them instantly. And don't put up with life's yada yada. Yada yada. Like photo bombers. Zoom, crop out, yada yada. And bye.
You don't take yada yada in life, don't take yada yada from your wireless provider. Get iPhone 12 with 5G with no activation fees and nada yada yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile. Switch to Metro, bring your ID. This offer isn't available for customers currently at T-Mobile or that have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
There are any number of reasons you might consider selling your home. That's where an agent who is a realtor comes in to navigate the process to sell your home in a way that's right for you. Because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
Why would dentists be interested in knowing more about the drugs that everyone's talking about these days?
Dental sound bites, created for dentists by dentists.
We know that we use drugs in dentistry that can alter blood glucose levels, right?
Listen now wherever you get your podcasts.